Ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, I meant to hit the pause a little bit earlier, but... Ladies and gentlemen. Hello, hello. Oh, hang on. I'm not here yet. I will be here short. Ah, there I am. Yes, hello. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. But, hang on a second. Let me just check on Discord here. I'm seeing people pop in and out and whatnot. But, I will... Oh, load it up. There he is. There he is.
Hello?
Hello. Oh, I am muted. Hello.
Hello?
Hello there.
Hi.
Hi.
I was confused why no one was here, so I was looking at the chat.
I was trying to do multiple things at once. I'm trying to make adjustments on something on Roll20, and then I'm also trying to keep up with everybody and Discord, get everything set up for stream, all that all together. Just making sure all these are set in place here. Everything is set in motion. Right, let me see here if I can find... Just trying to make sure that we are all set to go here for session 34.
Hello.
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 I'm finally here now.
Let me see here. I could go ahead and trying to find.
Can't believe you asked if I was skipping when you weren't even in here, Aldian.
I'll have you know, I was sitting in the Discord staring at my screen.
Trying to find something in particular that would match this. I'm looking for... No, that's not it.
I am not going to be streaming today because my head hurts.
Oakley dokley.
Head hort.
Yeah, my head hurt.
My head...
For me.
My head hurts just a little bit. Duh.
Seven dice rolls. 7 dice rolls is all I can stand to roll with you.
That is all I will spare. Nothing more. Wait, do you mean 7 or 6? 6 or 7? What do you mean?
Dude, have you seen the video where it's a mod for that Sheva is Leon, and it's doing like the punching animation, and the camera's like some dude playing as Chris looking through a sniper scope, and it knocks Wesker on the ground, and the guy shoots at Wesker, and he like in one frame goes to the running straight at the camera.
No.
I'll find it.
Oh, it's so good.
Trying to...
7 burgers. 7 burgers is all I can stand to spare with you. Yes. I gave you my burgers, yet here you are.
That's more than enough burgers.
That was me at Reach. That was legitimately me at Reach when Romans went around. I was like, does anyone want any leftover burgers? I got like 9 of them.
That's funny.
I killed them by the next morning.
Must be nice to have a good metabolism. I look at those burgers and my body's like, hey, you ate 10 of those. And I was like, no, I didn't. Yes, you did.
I think it's more because I'm so extra.
I I turn into the fuck. What's his name? Oh, I didn't mean to swear. Sorry, my bad.
I was just kind of shocked. I was like,
Yeah. Sorry. My bad. Anyway, the great Namekian guy.
Piccolo, Guru.
No. Yes, Guru.
Guru.
Like I look at a burger and I turn into Guru.
No. No.
You have 3 and you're like, I could unlock someone's potential right now. You got like your hand down over the next burger, like he put his hand over Krillin and Gohan.
I don't feel that different. It wasn't that much. So this is, yep, all downhill from here.
I watched a really good edit of the whole Frieza saga, the Namek saga, in like 3.5 hours. I forgot Mondo Cool isn't the real dub.
Yup.
Yes, boys, Mondo Cool.
Have you seen the latest like arc from Super where they brought back the androids and
Well, the androids were already back.
don't
Wait.
you dare lecture me with your $12 haircut. Like he just gets roasted by an android and it sounds like it's supposed to be abridged, but it's not. It's legit.
That's not from Super. That's from one of the movies back in the 2000s.
That's
that
right.
was
Yeah. Okay.
with Android 15 and 13. Because that's Android 13 is the trucker guy. It's, don't you lecture me with your $30 haircut. And what's hilarious is when the movie came out so long ago that a $30 haircut was considered bougie. And now it's considered cheap. So the meaning has flipped.
Yup.
Because he was calling him a rich kid before, and now he's calling his haircut bad.
Now it has to be inflation rated. Yeah, you with your $40 haircut.
No, it would be like it would be $100.
$100.
Yeah, it would be like a $100 haircut.
Whew.
Yeah, every time Kitty goes to an actual hair salon to go get her haircut, I'm looking at the prices. I'm like, it's $25 for men, and then it's like $80 for a woman. And I'm like, what are these numbers?
The numbers, Mason. What do they mean? The numbers.
Yeah, the original.
Water.
That movie came out 23 years ago.
Turning the women's hair blue.
Shouts to Bulma using the Dragon Balls to what is it? Make herself look 5 years younger.
Yeah, right. Like this is how we get GT. Do you want GT? This is how we get GT.
No, I like Vegeta's mustache. Mustache. So that was a good bit.
Gosh, it was such a good bit. The other really good bit that I loved from GT. Frick, what was it? I can't remember now. I had it and then it left my brain. Oh well. Yep, there it is. Mustache.
No, that's like edited on though. He had it for real. It was when he had the short hair too.
Yeah. Yeah, I love how like there were some dudes that were driving alongside him, flirting with his daughter, and then he just reaches over and rips off their steering wheel. Yeah. He murdered a gang of teenagers for flirting with his daughter.
That's him, but you got to remember that's him chilled out.
Yeah.
Could you imagine what he would have did as old Vegeta?
Being a dad and whatnot, I totally understand.
Yeah. You got to remember, he killed Nappa for like nothing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They
killed Nappa because he gave him an aneurysm from being too stupid.
Yeah, Nappa was his friend. Nappa like basically helped raise him.
Yep.
But Vegeta!
Go
Vegeta.
Nappa!
Hey, Vegeta, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? No, you complete imbecile!
Vegeta!
I can't believe Raditz never came back. There was never like he's actually Goku's brother.
How many radishes is he, Vegeta?
I was about to make that joke.
Dude, I saw I need to find this edit. It's Invincible, but it's like it's Omni-Man and Invincible. They're like, we did it. We beat Goku. Just Dad, that was Saiyan Saga Raditz.
Oh no.
It's hilarious with the power levels because Yamcha solos the entire Invincible universe.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
100%. I refuse to accept all the Yamcha slander. He got thrown against Planet Breakers as a regular dude and held his own for a bit.
Mark, this is good news. We can finally be bees. But we can be bees. You'll live as a pet. A pet? This is insane! Mark, I made a steak. A steak? Yes.
Also, something funny about Dragon Ball is the fact that, like, I think Dragon Ball Z finished, like, the actual original Japanese airing was, like, done in, like, before I was born. It was done in, like, 1996 or something.
Oh my gosh, stop it.
That was the Japanese airing, though. It didn't come to America until 10 years later-ish.
Yeah, that's great. I still was born before that show started. You're like, oh yeah, it started before I was born.
What's a Dragon
Before I
Ball?
was born is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it started airing in 1989 and ended in 1996.
I was born in '89.
Yeah, so you were born the year the Dragon Ball Z started coming out.
Oh boy. Is it? Right on.
So
I'll be honest, I thought you were much older than me than you are.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Right on.
Because my brother was born in 91. And you said you're what, 89?
Yeah.
You struck me as being much older.
Me? Yeah. Having a kid
That-
gives you an age debuff by like 10 years.
Yeah, or is it an age buff?
Do what?
Or is it an age buff?
No,
it's buffing
definitely
those
not an age
numbers.
buff. No, it just increases them.
Yeah.
Apparently, my child is sitting at the dining room table right now eating lunch, and she thought I was going to say something nice about her, but I ended up just saying something horrible about my own age.
I used to have hopes and dreams. When were those broken?
Don't
How
worry,
old are you
Timmy.
again?
My dreams died years ago. How many years?
How old
How old are you? Oh, Timmy! I'm respecting your privacy by knocking, but asserting my authority as your parent by coming in anyway.
That bit was always so good.
My favorite bit from Fairly Odd Parents was there was an episode where Wanda's father was introduced, and so like Timmy didn't see the big deal about it, and Cosmo's like, "But Timmy, Wanda's dad makes people disappear. What do you think happened to Bigfoot, the Loch Ness monster, Hootie and the Blowfish?" And through the entire episode, whenever a character would leave for the episode, they would turn to Wanda's father and go, "Say hi to Hootie for me," and that was the funniest bit. I was a Hootie and the Blowfish fan at the time.
It's like the part where Cosmo's like, "It's time to teach you about the birds and the Bee Gees."
Yeah.
Then there was backlash. No more Bee Gees.
Cosmo was like a gem in that show. Like he was like the best part of that show because he was just like, and now here's Cosmo with the weather. I thought you said feather.
Well, it's just that like 1995 to 2005, that era of cartoons, there was always one character on every show that was the dumb, lovable idiot.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there was the best character in the show every time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So Cosmo, obviously. Ed from Ed, Ed and Eddie.
I was about to say Ed and Eddie.
Yeah, Ed's one of the peaks of that. There's like 3 others.
Yeah.
Why am I blanking?
Thinking of Sokka from Avatar.
That's true. I don't know.
Beast,
I don't put
Beast
him in the same
Boy.
category.
Beast Boy from Teen Titans.
Family Guy. You can say Family Guy. Beast Boy. I don't know if I put Beast Boy in idiot tier.
For Teen Titans Go, sure, but
Yes.
they're all stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, basically.
Teen Titans, Beast Boy was a very serious character.
Oh,
that-
why am I knew it. It was James from
Pokemon. Yes.
Yeah. Which, by the way, so I kind of talked about this a little bit for the past couple days, but I got picked up for a voiceover role in a Digimon game.
Woo!
It's an indie Digimon game, so it's not official. I'm not getting paid for it. But the voice that I'm using for this character is just straight up James from Team Rocket.
Is it the not the original? I assume you mean like the more not super duper early, but like the first when the show was really big. Because it's
It's
slightly
like
different at the very beginning.
No one's
You know what I'm
carried
talking about?
me since my mama.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Let's send these women back to the Stone Age.
Send these whitey women back to the Stone Age. The Dark Age is where they belong.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's that James.
Yeah. It's weird if you go back and watch it. The first like 10 episodes or something. He's doing a different thing.
Yeah.
It's the same guy, but he's like doing like less silly. It's like it's the exact same thing as Red versus Blue with Caboose.
Yeah. Because Caboose was like a more serious character and then just evolved into an idiot.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Talking about peak storytelling up until a certain season.
Yeah, right.
Then again,
those first 5 seasons, nothing can touch it.
thank you,
Up to
Prince.
episode 100.
Thank you, Prince. Yeah, it's somewhat relatively new. We're still waiting on at least a few more people.
I think he's streaming. I think he's saying hi to.
I think a few more
someone on
people.
Yeah, it's just
to
muted mid-sentence, so like I was confused.
There's a few more
Yeah, by
people
the
that
way,
we're waiting
sure.
on. We're waiting on Elias, waiting on Kitty and Desmo. But thank you very much. That model was made by none other than Very Cherry.
Gaming.
I want it.
Gaming.
Gaming.
I hope I get this right.
I'm definitely not playing D&D and
There we go.
the game at the same time right now.
All right, get that shouted out right
would be
now.
crazy. I
Get
tried
Very
to put it
Cherry.
up
So
for
Very
me.
Cherry is the person who made this model. If you know who Very Cherry is, she's a very awesome and talented individual who is great with song, artistry, and streaming. Like, she makes her own models and everything. She made this PNG model. And it's very, I have to say, very, very impressive. To me, it's very impressive. I have another.
I'm not excited for Spaceballs 2.
Are you not?
No, I'm not. Mel Brooks isn't writing it or directing it.
Oh, I thought he was.
Oh,
No, I think he's got a producer role, but he's.
I know what number 2 is really good to see right now, and that would be the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
It was good.
It was good.
I heard good things. I heard that it could have been better if they had actually like based it off of Super Mario Galaxy, but that it was good for what it was. But it was mostly just like this is the introduction to the Nintendo
NCU.
Cinematic.
Yep, that's the same idea that I had. Because when I watched it, I was just like, first and foremost, why are they writing Princess Peach like this person who kicks everybody's butt? Now it makes sense. Smash Brothers. They're gonna have a Smash Brothers movie.
Well, that's how she was written originally. Like, there were comics from way back when, and she's like not a damsel in distress. Like, she gets kidnapped, but she's like a problem actively while she's kidnapped.
Yeah, I wonder how Nintendo is going to address the allegations that she's actually Baby Bowser's mother.
Allegations.
Well, they do. Well, they skip Sunshine, so are they gonna?
Yeah. That's fair. They're like, we don't want to touch this arc.
But they
People will ask you questions.
they do hint of its presence because of specific characters that exist, but at the same time, it's just like, why are they throwing in Fox McCloud into a Mario movie? Now I get it.
Don't ask me about my backstory. Name's Fox McCloud.
Oh my gosh. The animation, though, I was just like, what?
That's what I get for making a frog my navigator.
Justice for Slippy.
I really wish that they had Slippy like screaming in that little backstory cutscene.
Oh my gosh.
We're just like, guys, get these guys off me.
They haven't done anything with the Star Fox franchise in years.
The Wii U. Since the Wii U.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wii U, Wii
Hey,
U.
when did they release Star Fox 2?
I don't know.
Jono say.
Also, you'll never believe what I found in a thrift store a couple of days ago.
Macklemore?
I found the Wii U version of Breath of the Wild.
Ooh. It's interesting.
Which, yeah, I did not know was a thing until recently. Like, I didn't know that Breath of the Wild originally released on the Wii U.
Yeah, it's like it's the same as Twilight Princess being a GameCube game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Although, fun thing, so I was stuck in the water temple for a long time in that game because all the guides I found were written for the GameCube version, and 10-year-old Saren could not understand why all the directions were backwards.
That's hilarious.
Because the Wii version, the entire game is mirrored because Link is always left-handed in every regular game, but they made him right-handed because people are right-handed and they use the Wii remote to swing the sword.
Normal people are right-handed.
Yeah. That's a correct use of the word. It's a statistical normalcy.
All right.
Yeah.
It's typical.
Indeed.
Let me turn that off. I was playing Spoofy on there. Let me get this here.
You got the spoofy going?
I had Spoofy. It was playing. Let me see here.
Who that?
That was Songcraft.
Suncraft.
Songcraft!
Suncraft, the spiritual successor of World of Warcraft.
It's the child of World of Warcraft. Son, why don't you craft war? I want to craft music!
No son of mine is crafting music.
But I put so many points in Bard!
I have no son. Is in my house?
In my house? Oh, thank you not.
Also, since this is like Kaldes' like big moment, should we wait for him or?
Is this his big moment?
I was...
Well, when I left 4 weeks ago, because I had to leave on time and everything, I know that you guys kept going.
No, he's captured. He's in prison.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's...
Classic
So, yeah,
Kaldes.
the general gist is essentially... basically, I took a page out of Rise of the Shield Hero, and Lystra's making it look like Kaldes tried to attack her. Like, tore her dress, had
Which
one
is
of...
true.
Had one of the Draven... Had one of the Dravens full force punch her in the face.
I mean, that makes his
opportunity. Sorry, go ahead.
that makes his that actually makes his case better for him being framed. You see Kaldez's arms? You think you think he could hurt someone with those arms?
Well, that's the thing. He snuck in to the party. Well, that also means, what are the implications, for instance, for Bulk and Caspian, who were supposed to be watching the front gate and had to deal with an ornery reporter by the name of Alexander Tomes?
Honestly, it looks worse from Alexander Holmes than anyone else because it seems like he was the distraction.
Yeah.
Crimson, you have the opportunity to do a funny bit, and it's just tie Kaldes up and put him in a broom closet.
wait, have it. Okay, we're now in Wormrock Fortress here. It's like, oh, we're at maximum capacity. We had to throw him in the Jandrik's closet.
Yeah, like
They don't even lock the door.
Yeah, and then when we go rescue him, it's just this looks familiar. And then Kaldes would be like, I was about to break out. Whatever.
What's his fiance's name? In the game? What was the character's name?
Kalista.
Kalista. He's like tied up, and he looks over. He's like, "Don't tell Kalista.
Please don't tell Kalista.
Please don't tell Kalista."
I'll never live this down.
Oh my God.
He hasn't lived down the last one yet.
I know. Also, if you could not tell her that I punched a woman, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what he would actually say? Don't tell Gail.
Don't tell Gail. No.
Me.
Please don't tell Gail. Just don't tell him.
I hope he's watching the stream right now.
Why are we making him sound like Ben Shapiro? It's like, facts don't care about your feelings.
Because he's kind of got that voice a little bit. He doesn't have like the cadence, but the bit of the tone.
Let me just say
Regular
this.
speaking voice, a little nasalier.
The weave doesn't care for your spells. It doesn't care for him.
The weave doesn't care about your feelings.
The weave doesn't care about your feelings.
That's why we need the Novers. The weave doesn't care about your feelings.
See, the liberals will tell you that we need Novus Arcanum. We don't need Novus Arcanum. The weave is fine.
The weave is fine is so funny.
Now let me tell you something. We need to make the weave. We need to make the weave great again. Okay, Novus Arcanum is going to do that.
The daily ley line.
Daily ley.
Listen, we're going to make Baldur's Gate great again. All right, we're going to be putting up a better gate. Sleepy Draven, he let many bad people in. He's really bad, really poor. He did a really bad job, but I'm here to make Baldur's Gate great again. We're
You see,
call it Baldur's Great.
you see here, the Archduke Older Ravengard, nice guy, but can't get the job done. It can't get the job done. So I'm here.
We need people who get the job done.
What was the name of the head judge?
Oh, Justice Yalnaric.
Justice Yalnark, or as I like to call him, Crooked Yalnark. He is a bit of a nerd. Can't keep a secret. I asked him one day, and I was like, "Hey, how do you get your head so shiny?" He told me his secrets, all of them, even ones that I didn't ask for. Told me that this whole trial is a sham, a fraud, a ruse, if you will. And yeah, we're gonna be going in and kicking out everybody who doesn't belong here. I've got many great friends. One of them is named Vetus. Great guy, great person. Unfortunate circumstances. We've got Aldian, a Dragonborn. Don't much care for Dragonborns, but that's okay. He's all right in my book. We've got Fate. She's a great lady. I like her a lot. She's gonna get the job done. Maybe not as
big and impulsively as
She's
I like to do it,
she's a
but,
little green around the ears. A little green.
She's a little green around the ears, but no, she's still great. I love her a lot. She's beautiful. We've got Kaldes. I don't much care for Kaldes. Bit of a racist, honestly, but you know, this is what
Okay.
Oh gosh.
I thought you were gonna
gosh.
go way more in the Trump analog, loving Kaldes.
Oh no. Oh
Having
dear.
him not liking him
Oh, dear.
because he's racist after saying right after saying don't care much for Dragonborn. It's so funny.
We got Bulk, great guy, big, strong muscles, like him a lot. He's definitely gonna get the cut. You know, we like. He's gonna definitely be instrumental in the building of Baldur's Great. It's gonna be great.
Wait. What if? Let me just say this. What if Baldur's Grate is actually just this giant cheese grate? What if it's just this giant cheese grate?
Yeah.
Or we're gonna build this giant grate in the street.
I was about to say it's where all the treasure's hidden. It's under the Baldur's Grave. You gotta get in
Oh my
there.
gosh.
Nobody needs to go down to the sewers underneath Baldur's Grate. Okay, there's nothing down there. Ignore it. There's no war in Bossing Say.
There are no Skaven in the sewers of Baldur's
There are
Grave.
no Skaven. There's no Skaven in Baldur's Grate. It's a myth, mystery really. Nobody needs to look into it. The Draven files are a myth. They don't exist.
Oh my gosh. Wait, not the. I'll move thee from there. Just Baldur's Grate. Just Baldur's Grate.
Yeah, Baldur's great.
Yes. Leave the city, come back from a quest, and all of a sudden, wait, what's going on right here? You need to go into Baldur's Grate. What? What? What?
Why are we going into Baldur's Gate? No, Baldur's Great.
Baldur's Grate, yeah.
You need to go to Baldur's Great. You mean Baldur's Gate? No.
Literally just go downstairs and it's just this dungeon is this enchanted cheese grater that that Baldur had used to grate his cheese.
That's not what I don't like to hear the idea of I'm going down in the dungeon and I find an enchanted grate.
It's an enchanted. Well, think about it this way: it like if you just scratch it against the wheel of cheese, you get infinite cheese. Oh my gosh, what? it just
If I scratch it against a person, do I get infinite person?
Funny, wake up! A new enchanted item just dropped.
A new horror beyond all comprehension.
Ah, sweet! Man-made horrors beyond my comprehension.
Dude, I love that image. I keep that image on speed dial, bro. Ah, sweet.
Ah, sweet! Man-made horrors beyond my mortal comprehension.
Oh no!
Hey, Peter, the horse is here.
This is worse than the time that Peter played Baldur's Gate. All right, I'm just going to be rolling my dice here. Is a 1 good? No. This game is bullcrap!
No, I don't want to do that, Astarion. I'm sorry you don't like that, Astarion. Well, get out of the party if you don't like being here. Start beating like on the keyboard, like queso.
Oh, yeah.
Queso crash out.
Mods ban that guy? Okay, thanks, bye. Have a good night.
Take him to Detroit.
Take him.
Oh.
What if we took Brazil and we combined it with Ohio?
That idea is just crazy enough to get us all killed!
What would Brazil mix with Ohio be like?
Ohio.
Wait, no. No, technically Ohio was a union state. I was gonna be like, no, wait, that already exists. Because there's that there's that community in Brazil. It's a community of descendants of people who fled America after the Confederacy lost.
Interesting.
I was gonna be like, that would be Brazil mixed with Ohio. I'm like, no.
I have to say though that my favorite of the Family Guy bits that have come out over the years, and I've been listening to it like on loop recently, is Peter talking about how much he loves maracas.
Okay.
If you've ever seen this bit, it's basically him, and he's just like, I love the maracas. I wonder what's in them. Sand, probably. Maybe shells. Oh no, what if it's bones? No. Bones are too big. But baby bones aren't. How would you even get the bones out of a baby? You probably have to put them in water, soften them up. Then you could get the bones out super easy. Probably use a tub. That way you could do like 8 babies at a time.
Let's see here.
Joe just had a baby. I got a baby at home. I got a tub. And like the whole time that he's playing these maracas, he's got like this huge smile on his face. And then they stop playing, and his bandmate is like, Peter, you seem off today. Are you thinking about killing infants again? No. And then it goes back to he just goes, now you gotta kill him too.
Let's see, why is that not showing up here? Okay, wait, no.
Yes, I know you did. Oh.
That's weird.
Not really, but sure.
Alright, so what I'm going to do to kind of-ish get things started, since we do have Desmo here.
What's that Fugi, Aldian?
Oh, wait, hold on. Oh my gosh.
Okay, I literally, my brain was not able to comprehend what it was. I can see what it is now. Okay.
Is it just me doing, with like my shocked look on my face?
No, it's like a baby you being held by Kitty.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's from her latest TikTok that I made, and I took a screenshot of it, and I'll put up the what it is. So there, if you look at general in our Discord.
Yeah.
What?
What?
Because right before that, she goes, I think I want to explode. I'm like, what?
Right.
But she was reading a spell in World of Warcraft. So here, I'll change my Fuji tag. There we go.
Let me see here. Alright, so... Alright. So, with all of these events transpiring, so what happened at the end of last session is Kaldes, using the password that was overheard from both Director Vashtil of the Harborside Hospital and potential hospital to be set up across the city, as well as Lystra, both used to get into the cut off and locked off west wing of her manor. Kaldes used this as an opportunity to to try and figure out what's going on, to try and do some reconnaissance. And as he went on to do said reconnaissance, he took on the form of Duke Gent Durham, believing that he might be in on this conspiracy as well, and found out the hard way that he is not. After he entered in, was abruptly found out by very so unceremoniously and unstealthily moving through some broken glass into this underground, this vast laboratory that was built into the rock and underneath the manor itself. As to how long it's been there, hard to tell, though there is some wreckage. So as he encountered Director Vashtil, of course, was simply thinking, what we could do is memory wipe him, like get him out of here, memory wipe him, and it'll be as if nothing had ever happened. He was just a fool stumbling into, what, this room? But then there came the question, how could a fool stumble into that room? You had to have purposely sought out the trapdoor leading to the laboratory. So Lystra comes downstairs from somewhere else in the western wing, encounters this person impersonating her father, of course knowing that she had just seen him upstairs. How was he able to get down there before she did? When he's he's still out on the balcony, trying to get some air. So come to find out, obviously not the real Duke Durham. It's quickly discovered Kaldes's spell is dropped as they hold him against the wall. She then, of course, knows exactly who he is and apparently has been keeping an eye specifically on the group that slew Redjaw, the Merciful Misfits. So she knows of you all. It's just she's been observing from the shadows and is using this as an opportunity to try not only split the party, but also to divide and conquer, believing that the very next day, when the second day of the trial is to occur, things will change. And change very quickly in her favor. More so, making it look like Kaldes had attacked her. When all truth be told, it's not really the case. He tried to attack one of the Dravens, but you guys would have seen Kaldes no longer in disguise, still in his attire and mask and everything, being dragged out by a couple of guards. Now, these guards met Tyron at the same door that Kaldes went through, and were being dragged out. Tyron, of course, speaking with Duke Durham. You would have seen Duke Durham conferring with his daughter and conferring with Tyron. Tyron, who is taking a cloth to polish off his hand as if he had taken a couple of shots at Kaldes in order to stop him. So in other words, to make himself look like the better man, and not only that, but to create a better story. So, with that being said, the rest of the party itself, I mean the masquerade, is pretty much done and over with by this point in time. Because when this happens, first and foremost, Bulk and Caspian are both replaced as guards for the event by a few other members of the Flaming Fist, as they are brought back to Wormrock Keep for questioning, as well as Kaldes, who is being personally escorted by none other than the commander of the Flaming Fist himself, the High Marshal Gawain McCullough.
Real quick, because I want to let you know before I forget, because I'm away from my computer. I'm making coffee real quick, but Kitty is going to continue to rest and lay down. But if we enter combat, she'll show up to do combat or whatever. But she's just really not feeling real good. She can't just like sit here at her computer right now.
Okay.
So if we enter combat, I'm gonna message her and she'll show up for combat. But other than that, she's just gonna rest.
All right. So as all of this occurs, as everyone is ushered out from the masquerade, everyone is split up. Gavitas, Aldian, and Fate, you're all getting on your cart to go back to the Crimson Keep. Of course, told that you can't follow Kaldes over to Wormrock Fortress.
Oh, are you going on a plane?
Yes. So, you guys can't follow him to Wormrock Fortress, where he's going to be put in.
Hello there.
Hold on a second. Bananas Hannah, welcome to the stream. Hello, hello. Welcome aboard as we are beginning the session. Things are a little bit wibbly wobbly, timey wimey right now as trying to get everybody together. And of course, the biggest BBEG, the big bad evil guy of every campaign, is scheduling. It's all scheduling. But thank you for joining us, Hannah, as we begin. Like I said, Aldean, Fate, and Gavitas, you're all told to, of course, leave the premise. Oh, roll the d20. Hang on just a moment here. I'm going to roll the d20. See what happens. I mean, I still haven't put the chart.
Are you rolling it, or are we rolling a straight 20?
No, I'm rolling a d20.
Okay, got it.
Because I've set a redeem to roll a d20. I haven't entirely put the table together for it yet, but let's see what I roll here. What is that? That is a 13. I really don't. You know what? I'm just gonna do this right here. I'm actually going to return your points to you for that, because I'm sorry, but I haven't completed the table for that and setting that up. So I apologize. I'm eventually going to get that set up. It's been busy with the holiday season. But as you three go back to, or basically pushed out and told you, go to... Saren! What are you doing? What are you doing? Gave me bits. Six, seven? What? Six, seven?
Inconceivable!
My mind is blown. Thank you for the 67 bits. 67. Oh my gosh.
Hey, it's just a little DM bribe, nothing about it.
Oh, I see how it is. It doesn't mean advantage or anything.
DM, I brought donuts.
Oh my gosh. Anywho, as you three go back to the Crimson Keep and are issued back towards the Crimson Keep, Bulk, you and Caspian are being escorted back to Wormrock Fortress, essentially to be interrogated, because this guy that came in and beat up a noble, which is a crime punishable in Baldur's Gate by basically labeled as high treason, technically you and Caspian might be considered accessory. So, depending on how things go with your conversation, things may take a turn for the better or for the worse. So, Desmo, if you are there.
Yeah, I'm here.
So along the cart ride, you and Caspian are not put in irons, unlike Kaldes. You're both, of course, being escorted in the same cart as him. You happen to see the High Marshal galloping behind you with a contingent of 2 incinerators on each side of him. And as Kaldes, of course, he's being muzzled. He has a collar that's being put on him, mainly because they know that he's a caster that's putting a permanent... Basically, it's silencing him. Silencing his own capabilities to connect with the weave. So that means he's unable to speak as well. So during this time, Caspian looks over at you. Caspian looks over at you and he says, Bulk... Holy moly! What is all this? Thank you, I see. Thank you. This isn't DM Donuts, is it? This is not DM Donuts.
It might be.
It might be DM Donuts. Oh my gosh.
Look, there might be potential more bits in your future if we just keep the muzzle on Kaldes.
Yeah,
it could be a thing.
Oh We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Oh my gosh. So as you guys are moving along, Caspian, he actually Bulk. He has this look about his face as if he's just admonished, just nervous. How did it come to this? How did it all come to this? All we were just supposed to do was just guard the front door to a party. That's it. And
Then loud newsman come, and then people come in, and I guess something happened.
something did happen. It makes me wonder if that Tomes fellow was a part of this, and why hasn't he been brought along with us?
That's a good question.
He must have scurried off after we tossed him out. And I'm just curious as to how everything is going to go. Honestly.
Well, we did job. These guys must have been professionals.
Indeed, professionals in breaking and entering into a noble's estate, of all things, especially during this time. They'd have to be a bunch of idiots. More like a bunch of misfits.
You hear that, Vitas? They think that we're professionals.
Oh no, we're amateur idiots.
So it takes a few hours. Let me get this opened up here before I bring the party along here. So
Sidebar, my VTuber group that I have with some of my other friends is called Professionally Stupid, so that's hilarious.
Let's move that out of the way here. And he's not here, so blop, blurp, bloop, hang on. So I'm going to quickly get this situated here. Okay, so I'm going to drop Bulk in. There's Kaldes, he's over there.
Oh, my audio as well? Okay.
And
Hold on, how's that? Is that better?
much better. Who's the reactive next to Saren?
That was mine.
Oh, see, why isn't... That's weird. I have it transported from one place to another. Desmo's Fuji's not showing up on screen. I don't...
Sure isn't.
That's weird.
If you have it selected individually, just select his and then just hit refresh.
Like through OBS?
Through OBS, yeah. So there's a little button that's right above your little...
Fresh browser source
command
and scene becomes active.
Command console, and yeah, it just says refresh.
Okay. I hit refresh. Nothing is happening.
Ah, well.
That's alright. I'm like kind of halfway here because I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
So let me get... Okay, so I've
Hulk
got...
is here in just a little bit more than Spirit.
Okay,
Exactly.
let me see here. All right, so I have you two now in here, and I'm going to All right, so changing scenes. We now go to Wormrock Prison, where you are currently in the interrogation room with High Marshal Gawain. So he's speaking to both of you.
Yep.
Incinerator.
Ah, the man of the hour is here. The man who's
Hello
been
there.
locked in a broom closet twice.
Yes.
Hello there.
I was almost thinking about by suggestion of everybody else, potentially putting you in another broom closet, but no.
We can pretend.
We can pretend.
Why would you
Okay.
Put me in another broom closet. That's so mean.
wait.
You probably deserve
Yeah,
it.
you
Hold on.
answered your own question.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Broom closet.
Why is everyone so mean to me?
There.
Why is everyone always so mean to me? I just kill a bunch of goblins in their sleep and talk bad about any race that isn't elves.
Hey, man, that's not me.
Oh.
Isn't it, though? Isn't it?
Let me see here.
Silence is so loud.
Wait, what was that? What just happened?
What?
Oh! I just got my first subscription! Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Banana Zahana, thank you. Thank you for this. Thank you for the subscription. Oh my goodness, this is the first ever subscription here. You got a founder's badge. This is awesome. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. See if I can. If I could just. If I could. Oh my gosh. No wait. I'm not gonna open that just yet.
It'd be really
Thank
funny
you.
if you bought the DM donut.
Did I finally get bulk correct? I realized I was still messaging that in general, so I apologize for everyone. I finally went to the
Trying to.
I was like, wait a minute.
Wait, what was that?
I'm just
I'm moving things over. Hang on, just a moment. Hang on.
Also, is my voice delayed, or is everything good?
It's good.
Hang on.
I'm not going to be able to tell you if your voice is.
Do this real
delayed
quick
or
right
not.
here. I'm going to do this right here. Oh my gosh, it's gifted subs! What is happening? Hold on a second here. Hold on. There's a lot. I'm sorry, I had to do that. I had to do that. I'm sorry. Huzzah! Oh my gosh. There's a lot happening right now. I'm having to move a lot with my phone right now. Do a lot, but thank you, Icy, for the. Oh my gosh. Thank you for the subs, for the hype. Oh my gosh, this is insane. Thank you. My gosh, wait, 5 community subs. I don't know who all just got subs right now. I'm looking through all my notifications. There's a lot going on right now. Goodness, thank you indeed. Thank you verily. Several people just got subs this day for the first ever subs to the channel, and thank you for subscribing. Thank you very much. I don't really have a whole lot to offer other than my thank you, my gratitude. Wow. This is unexpected. This is very unexpected. Thank you very much, Icy. Thank you, Hannah. Yes, as I try to go back to here. Okay, focusing. All right, so this is this gentleman to the south of you, Bulk, is Caspian. So this is Corporal Caspian. The High Marshal then turns to the incinerator and says, "All right, need you to step out of the room. Just for a moment, please." Right, so do you want at least something to... Tell you what, go out and get an autoquill for my other interrogation with Kaldes here. Is that understood? Aye, sir. I'll be back. So the incinerator leaves the room, closes the door. So the High Marshal then walks up to you, Bulk, and Caspian, as he puts one hand on the table as he says, "The conversation that we're about to have is not going to leave this room, got it? First and foremost, for the both of you. First, as he points at you, Bulk, he says, your name?"
Bulk.
Bulk. He looks kind of, he froze his brows. He's just kind of like, just Bulk. That's all.
Just Bulk.
Okay. And as for you, Caspian, sir, Corporal Caspian, Commander, apologies. I'm going to let it slide just this once, Corporal. But for the both of you, what I want you to understand is this. There's a lot happening in this city right now. A lot. Riots in the streets. Chaos being sown. As I said, what I state in this room stays with the both of you. Do you understand? Understand, Commander? as he paces a little bit, like back and forth over here. I just moves over here. What happened with Lady Durham, I don't believe was of any fault of the man that I have inside that cage right there. And I know this for a fact, and this may surprise you. Because they're helping us.
But if he didn't do nothing, why is he in a cage?
Because I don't know who inside this fortress or inside this city entirely I could trust. So it's for image purposes.
Ah.
That's part of the reason why I'm saying this. The both of you are not going to be charged with high treason. You're not going to be charged as accessories to high treason either.
That's good.
Now,
Bulk just got here.
what I will say is this, and this may cause some irritation amongst people. I'm going to reassign you both. I'm going to reassign you both to a different posting. You're both going to be reassigned into the upper city. Because the both of yous, since this is between us right here, I've reassigned to the Flaming Fists inside the courtroom. The both of yous are going to be guarding the inner part of the courtroom. But here's the thing. Says he walks to a table behind him. He's had these. The incinerator came in walking behind him with these two objects under each of his arms, covered in cloth, and set them on this table as you all entered into the room. So as the High Marshal walks over here, he takes one hand and pulls the fabric aside, revealing two helmets sitting in front of him. So he grabs one of them in hand, he then walks over here. So, there are people outside of the incinerator core that are allowed to use these helmets. These helmets are given a special enchantment. They're used to disguise the face of the wearer. Nobody can see you, or rather see your face.
Can I hear all this, by the way?
Yes, you can hear everything.
Okay. Well, he's just got his hands crossed. Oh, I am muzzled?
Yes, you're practically muzzled. You can't cast any spells, and you are muzzled.
Okay. I guess he'll just be staring at them then.
So essentially you are silenced. But
Usually rolling his eyes.
But as you're looking on at him, and the High Marshal looks at both you and Caspian and says, "Listen, the both of you are going to be standings in the courtroom. I don't know how many people within the Flaming Fist have been compromised by either the remnants of the Cult of the Absolute or this remnant of Shar that we now know is inside the city. But the both of you," as he says as he looks down at the helmet, "and I pray tell that this is true, that the both of you would stand in defense of this city. Even if it means nobody knowing who you truly are. So, Bulk," as he hands you this helmet, as he then walks over to the table and grabs another one and hands it to Corporal Caspian. "For the both of yous, when you put these helmets on, alright? All you need to do is place your whole hand on the side of the helm, and your face will be obscured by shadow. It'll be an illusory shade that's put over your face, protecting anyone from knowing your identity. But the both of you are going to be reassigned not only with these helmets, but with new names. Got it?
Oh. Oh. Okay.
You, as he says, as he points at Bulk, you won't go as Bulk. You'll be entering it in as Garin.
As what?
Hold on. Garin.
Um.
Hold on. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Garin. Is he then...
Go,
Mm-hmm. And as for you...
Green.
That's good enough. As for you, Corporal Caspian, you're going to be given a new name as well. You'll be named Ashfell. Ashfell Commander. Ashfell, yes.
Ashfell? Why can't I be Ashfell?
Because I'm your commander.
That name sounds cool. Oh. Your name sounds cooler.
Because I'm your commander, and I said so.
Okay.
Listen, I'm giving you another opportunity. If it were anyone else, the both of you would have been already on your way to the stocks. Do you understand?
This white folk not like civilization.
You two are going to wear these helms. You put your whole hand on the side of the helm, and it will activate the enchantment. Alright? Assume your names when you enter the courtroom, and before you even reach the courthouse, put the helms on, activate the shades. Alright? You will be disguised as higher ranking members of the Flaming Feast. Not that you are higher ranking members, by the way. So don't let it get to your heads. But know this. What happened at the manor was not a mistake, and the man behind you is working for me and the leadership of the city. We're trying to get rid of the rest of the shadows that are lingering over the city, that seek to kill it from the inside out. And the only way to kill a cancer is by digging it out.
If you're looking for bad guys, there's a tyrant. There's a tyrant in this city. And he steals things.
A tyrant.
A tyrant that steals. He buys people.
Interesting. Do you know the name of this tyrant?
He was at the party. He said he's a tyrant that steals, and he wanted the lady. He was gonna have her, so he's gonna buy her.
Wait, Guy Marshall Kuwait, he's I'm gonna make him roll an intelligence check just to see what, like, he's trying to discern what you're trying to say. Like, he's trying to read Bulky's.
He knows it! Native speaker!
He speaks Bulkies.
He speaks Bulkies, so all of a sudden the auto-translate kicks in, and the High Marshals
appear under Bulk. As he talks.
It's no longer Irashimasu. It's now yes. It's as the High Marshal goes. Are you talking about Tyron Vashdil?
Yeah, the tyrant that steals.
Just listen, all right? Whatever happens tomorrow in the courtroom, the both of yous know this. You're fighting for the fate of this city. Because if Lystra's followers show up, if the remnants of Shar show up, which there's no doubt they will, the both of you are going to be one of the only barriers standing against the people of the city being slaughtered in that courtroom and getting them to safety. Do you understand?
Both fight.
You fight to protect the people. Men, women, children of the gate. Now for the both of you, as he reaches down to his side, he hands you each a closed envelope and says, these are your transfer papers. You're not going to go back to your original duty station. You're going to go to your new station in the upper city. Alright? Your new station is across the street from High Hall. Yes, Banana. Wolves at the gate. And with that, I'm going to ask for the both of you. You suddenly hear a knock at the door. Commander, I have the Otter Quill. All right, in time. All right. The both of yous, go to your new duty station. I need to speak with the twig behind those bars.
Kaldes is just gonna stare at him.
Okay,
going.
I'd like to imagine Bulk puts on the helmet and he's still shirtless, green, and incredibly muscular and tall. And everyone's like, who's this guy? Who could he be?
Who could he be? This guy who talks in this very particular way.
So as you and Caspian walk out, as you get out of sight of anybody else, like not as it's depicted right here, but as you're walking up the stairs, Caspian, he looks behind him, he looks over at you, and he says, hey Bulk. He slides the helmet on, puts his hand on the side of his helm as the enchantment activates, and he looks at you and he says, hey, can you see my face?
No. It's like you're a different person.
Whoa. Wait, do you think he meant that we also have to do different voices?
Bulk not know, or go in, no.
We'll work on it when it gets to time, alright? Just as he gives you a pat on the back. So for now, you two then head off to your new duty station up in the upper city. As the incinerator walks in, he sets it's just a book, a quill with a golden center with feathers coming off basically like feathers coming off on each side of the quill. But it's like this golden centerpiece that appears to have like basically has runes enchanted like into it. Like after like basically the metal in and of itself was soft enough to still add these in. So it's very fancy looking. The incinerator then walks back out of the room as the High Marshal orders him out. So he then goes over to you, Kaldes. And actually, before the incinerator leaves the room, the High Marshal says, listen, as soon as the Archduke and Jaheira make it here, let me know, alright? I need to stop. I need to speak with him. Understood, Commander. I will. For the gate. So he walks over here. He then sets his hand on the auto quill. The runes on the golden part of the quill light up as it begins to hover, as well as the book does, similar to what was outside of Astarion's cell. As he then walks over to you, Kaldes, and opens the cage. Essentially walking inside, removing the collar that is around you, that is basically suppressing your capability to cast spells, and then unbinding the chains, basically manacles keeping your hands and legs together, as he ushers you outside.
And as you enter, he's going to be like, "Hello there. What grants you the pleasure of this seeing me this evening?" And then he's going to kind of just follow him.
Aren't you still muzzled?
No, he has taken the manacle off of his neck.
Oh, okay.
So as he does so, thank you for the lurk, Banana. He then...
And thank you for the lurk, Bubba Barnes. Oh, jeez. I'm being raided.
As he ushers you out, begins pacing about the room, as stands over this table right here, puts his hand on the table as he says, so, Kaldes? Is it? Wait.
Yes?
What I want to know from you, with 100% certainty, what happened down there?
And Kaldes is then going to explain. He's going to say, well, there's this very interesting washroom, and it has a hidden entrance to an underground layer. And this layer looks like it has been destroyed a few times, probably from this dangerous magic or some other things. It is not what I would have expected to see. There were these giant vats and cauldrons everywhere, imbued with a bunch of magic, as if there was a bunch of, what's it called? Transmutation circles or something of the sort. And then Kaldes is going to continue to recite everything that he saw to the detail, and even explain how he went down there dressed as the father. So based on the reaction that the son gave, the father also is innocent in all of this. I'm gonna say, it seems, based on the reaction that the son-in-law gave.
I see.
He had no intent on ever letting their father know about this. So they thought that he was just drunk stumbling in, and they said they would have to wipe his memory. But they ended up finding out it was me. Well, Lystra, right?
Yes, Lystra.
Okay.
Listerine.
Yeah, Listerine.
Listerine.
Yeah, sorry, that's what I called her in my head the other day. Anyways.
Funny.
Yeah. However, Lystra came and immediately saw through my disguise. But it makes sense as it is her father. How she would hit her father, though, I don't really understand. She must be more cool than we can even imagine.
I see. See, the High Marshal,
Cavity prevention.
yeah, the High Marshal, he then, as he looks down at the autoquill over at his left. So there's a lab underneath.
Big one. At that.
I see. The whole time that it takes you to explain this, I would say that it takes close to, depending on whether or not you leave out details or go into complete detail about it.
He would be going into complete detail about most everything.
So
Yes.
I would say it would take about an hour or so during this time frame, as you're explaining it to the High Marshal. You hear another knock at the door behind you. Yes? Who is it? Since it's me, sir. Me, Commander. Incinerator Deuterion? The,
Do I need to go back in the cell? He's gonna whisper.
And the High Marshal says, no, hold on. What is it? Commander, you told me to tell you if the Archduke and Lady Jahira had arrived? Yes? They're here, sir. Send them in.
I would love for them to be like, oh yeah, all right, well, Kaldes, show us this lab, and then he goes there and it's just a broom closet because the lab is magical, much like the bar that Gavitas and I went to initially, and so it's just a broom closet. Kaldes was like, no, really, it was here, I promise.
So as they walk into the room, of course, High Marshal. He stands right over here by this table as Jaheira and older Raven Guard come into the room. As older says, "What is the meaning of this, High Marshal? This whole thing," as he looks over at you, Kaldes, he says, "What happened?" "Well, our mutual friend here is the one who infiltrated the locked off part of Lister's Manor." "And what was found?" Jaheira asks as she folds her arms.
There was a lot that was found. In fact, there was a giant lab, and I tried to make contact with the outside while I was in the lab to try to get some backup, but I was unable to use my scrying stone to talk to anyone. It was as if my magical abilities was maybe blocked off or something. I was alone down there, and then once I had made contact, I had no way of exiting.
"I see. He mentioned that there were multiples. Remember the woman upstairs? The elven woman, Serena, that we have upstairs? She was one of the, as he air quotes, Dravens that we found. One of the other Draven that attacked the prosecution team on the streets after day one of the trial escaped. Seems that Kaldes encountered one of them, but he encountered at least 2 others. Correct?"
Yes, there were 3 down there. Not much I could really do against 3 that are magically trying to copy Draven's abilities.
You then see the Archduke as this growing look of concern on his face, as Jaheira looks over at him and then looks over at you. "We've been looking into Draven for some time now. As long as I've been alive, Draven has been a threat. And from what I can understand, Draven was an ordinary man before he received this enhancement many years ago, to not only add more to his lifespan, but also to give him abilities beyond his natural domain. So it seems that..."
That being said, I don't believe Draven is involved, or he is also not. I don't believe that he would be against us on this. Supposedly, he was telling all of us that earlier Draven is with us and trying to protect the city.
I wasn't suggesting that. What I was suggesting is this. Other people have been trying to copy the same formula that the very wizard that made Draven who he is, and have failed every time. We found laboratories all up and down the Sword Coast, outside of Luskan, inside of Neverwinter, inside the Undermountain of Waterdeep. Several labs have been made by various individuals trying to copy the potion, and every single time they have failed. From what we could tell, though, from what was described by the civilians the day of the attack on day 1 of the trial, it seems that they might have succeeded. But with the woman upstairs, it looked like she might have not been able to adapt as well to whatever this is. Maybe an earlier creation.
Maybe.
So, where do we go from here? High Marshal says as he slams his hands on the table. We need to do something now. Day 2, the trial's tomorrow, and we all agreed the trial's still going to happen, even with the chaos across the city. Archduke? Older. I know you've got something going around in your mind. Yes, I do. What we're going to do is we're going to continue everything. It pains me to do this. I don't like subterfuge. I don't like shadow work. I don't like lying to the general public, but as his eyes dart from the table to you, Kaldes.
Kaldes is going to look up at him.
Kaldes, you're going to remain here in Wormrock Prison for the time being. Tomorrow, however, This is what we're going to do. The plan is simple. We make it look as if everything is falling into Lystra's hands. We play their game. They think they've won. They think the trial is secured. But this is where we close the trap. Kaldes, tomorrow, what will happen?
Yes.
You're going to be escorted to High Hall where the trial is being held, and we're going to usher you into the courtroom when the trap has been set.
Let's see. Will I have all of my equipment there waiting?
We'll have all of your equipment with you as the High Marshal will be escorting you. Wait, what? Yes, you're going to be escorting him into the courtroom. You're going to be their High Marshal, no matter what. But what if anything else is happening in the city? I'm going to be stuck inside of that courtroom, right where everything else is, and you are going to be in the right place at the right time, High Marshal. Your duty, your sworn duty is to protect the city. Yes. Your sworn duty is to protect the fathers, the mothers, the sons, the daughters of this city. Correct. Yes. All of their souls are under your watch care, are they not? Yes, they are. I recognize that, Archduke. I do. But to have me placed... Listen, there is a reason I'm doing this. Jaheira is going to have her harpers moving through the shadows in the streets. They are going to be moving in the shadows, the same shadows that the Sharins are. And when they emerge from the shadows, the harpers will be ready with a dagger, a bow, and as he looks at Jaheira, maybe even a spell in hand. Tell me, Jaheira, have you established contact with Lady Silverhand, the Open Lord of Waterdeep? I have. And what has she said? She said that when the time comes, the Lord's Alliance will respond accordingly. Troops will be sent in through the military portals established around the city. They'll come flooding in, so if anything does happen, we'll have the numbers. But sir, you're not accounting for one thing, High Marshal says, as he points to Older Ravengard. You're not accounting for the fact that they might even count for that. A counter. They might have people around the portals trying to shut them down. What are we going to do about that? Older then turns to the High Marshal. He says, let me tell you this. And I mean this sincerely. High Marshal, do you have faith? Aye, sir, in the capabilities of the Flaming Fist, and no, you don't. You distrust your own men. You don't even have an incinerator waiting in here with you. Yet during an interrogation, that's usually procedure. You don't trust any other men because of what we witnessed. You know what betrayal is like. The betrayal that is befalling this city. High Marshal, I have full faith and confidence that this plan will succeed. I have been on my knees praying that this city and the darkness befalling it would fall to pieces and be blown away by a mighty wind. And just as I prayed in the past, even in the darkest of days, even when I had the opportunity of potentially becoming an illithid because of the cult of the Absolute, there was still hope. I was spared from death. I was spared from separation, from... You see him trying to gain control of his emotion. Potential separation from even having my own sanity anymore, being in control of my own faculties. So I have faith, High Marshal, not in the swords of this city, but in powers that be that watch over this gate, that watched over Baldurin as he raised the walls.
that watched over previous archdukes and duchesses that ruled over the city. You may have faith in swords, or be faithless. But let me let you know, High Marshal, if not any time more than ever, I know you believe in being a man of action, but prayer in and of itself is an action. You must shake off the discord that has encased your heart. Your brother is dead, not because of your own foolhardiness, but because of the dark hearts of the monsters that attacked this city. Shod off the chains of darkness, for darkness has come to our doorstep. Darkness is dwelling around our very ankles, seeking to trip us, seeking to choke the life out of us. And the families of the gate will pay for it. For if we fail, and I pray that we don't, all will be lost. First Baldur's Gate, then the warlords will garner the forces to march north. It'll be Waterdeep. It'll be a long siege, but they will fall too. Then it'll be Neverwinter. The coast will be swallowed up by these fiends. And if Lystra is the head of this, is the head of the snake, then we must have faith that we can crush it underneath our boots. But not out of our own sheer willpower. For sheer willpower can only get you so far, High Marshal. See Jaheira just with this not awestruck look on her face in this moment, but just... For older Ravengard is not a young man. He is a man that is approaching his... getting close to his 60s. He's a human. And as he looks over at the High Marshal, he says, "Tonight, I would like for you to join me in the Archduchess. We're going to go to the Stormshore Tabernacle. Whether you think it's possible that it would save the city or not, to join us. Is that understood?" See the High Marshal, he pauses for a moment as he looks over at everybody standing at the table, kind of just shuffling. All right. I will. I don't think it's going to change anything for this city. But I will. Good. Kaldes, as he looks over at you, I'm going to send a messenger to the Crimson Keep. Your friends will be notified that you will be held here indefinitely, but it will be a ruse. There are people within the rank and file of the Flaming Fist that are completely against us, that are completely against this. And they must not know of the subterfuge that is going on.
Well, I understand. But would you allow me to prepare some spells in my spell book for ahead of time?
Absolutely.
Before you take everything back. That way I can be ready for when the time comes. Now, I did want to ask Jaheira, any spells you would suggest that I should use? I was thinking of using, I was wondering if I should even use something like Shatter, because there's going to be so many people there.
It honestly depends on what you want to do. Just know this. There will be civilians there. You do need to be careful. You need something with precision. It's the best that I can say. Make sure that you have precision, and make sure that once the civilians are out of the way, you have a means of crowd control.
A means of crowd control, you say? Of hitting multiple people at once, you mean?
Potentially.
Do you think that fog cloud would come in handy, or do you think I should go full offense?
Let me ask you. How did you defeat the false Straven, as well as others, you and your friends?
With fog cloud.
Then may you obscure the vision of your foes, but be careful not to obscure the vision of your friends.
I understand. There's most likely not going to be anyone who's flying there, correct?
All of them look at each other just like... There might be a likelihood that one of them has the capability to. Who knows?
Okay, I'm just deciding against something like, Earthbind or Scorching Ray, or even Magic Missile while keeping Thunder Wave. I'll have my Wand of Magic Missile regardless, so I will have Magic Missile on me.
Older Ravengard then holds his hand out to you and says, whatever you decide, you can decide in the cell behind you tonight. Nobody else will enter into this room. This will be put under high watch. Is that understood, High Marshal? Aye, sir. I'll do so. I'll make sure that nobody enters into this room. You'll have the full capability to prepare yourself for tomorrow. For tomorrow will have its own worries, unfortunately.
Alrighty. Well, then I'm going to supposedly go back to my comfy new room and sit and ponder about what strategizing I should be doing.
And as you do, the High Marshal then walks out with Older Ravengard and the Archduke Older Ravengard and Jaheira as they begin discussing more of the strategy, specifically with their own ground troops, as they walk out of the room. And as they do so, I'm going to transition over to the Crimson Keep, which is where the rest of the party is currently at. As I'm going to have to change some things around. It's been a while, so boop, boop. He's not currently here, so it'll just be the three of you currently arriving at the Crimson Keep as I speak. And Phineas Truind is now up and about as the cleric that was working on him earlier is currently sitting at the table with him and little Ted.
So we're just at the Crimson Keep now. We're already debriefed or whatever from the party or whatever.
I think we just got back.
Yeah, you guys just got back. You don't know anything that's happening from Wormrock Fortress. Completely cut off from that. You will be receiving a message later on.
Right. But it's going to say that Kaldes is being held there indefinitely.
Correct.
Okay. Got it.
So as you walk inside, you see Phineas, and his arm is in a sling. To give you a description of what's going on, Phineas's arm is in a sling as this cleric is sitting across the table from him, this Flaming Fist cleric, as little Ted is talking with her. And as you walk in the door, open the doors, you hear her giggle as little Ted goes, "Yeah, and you know what happened? You know what happened? And then I picked my nose, and I picked a really big booger. And one of the other kids said, 'Oh, you probably picked your brain.' I didn't pick my brain. I would know if I did. I didn't go too far up my nose."
So I'm just going to kind of ignore that and shake my head and turn to Vitas. Well, that was fun.
You think Kaldes actually hit her?
No, I don't. Cal does as many things, but someone who hits women, probably not.
I mean, if she was a goblin.
I mean, if she was a goblin,
Kaldes
that'd
doesn't
be a
even
different
hit
story.
his party members back when they pummel him. What do you mean?
Kaldes deserves to be punched when he gets punched.
Bruh.
He'd punch back if he could.
Yeah. Have you seen his weak noodly arm?
Yeah. I'm surprised he can cast spells. Ugh.
So what do we do now? Because now he's
Yeah,
been
what-
arrested.
Well, luckily, he was in a disguise. So, it might not come back to us immediately.
I have a feeling he's going to fold immediately under pressure, and they're going to know exactly who he is.
That's another worry. That's the real worry. Well, I doubt we're going to be able to easily break him out. They're probably going to have him under high security.
So how do we? So then, if we're to prove that he is in fact innocent, then we
might need a
expose him.
lawyer.
Ah!
And I'm going to look over at Phineas.
Phineas, like, just recovering, like, bro, why? Why me?
Phineas, you have a lot of experience defending people who've been framed.
As you say that, Phineas then turns to you. He's like, "Oh, hey guys, how's it going?"
It's going. I'm not gonna say well. I'm not even say okay. So we went to that party. Wait, does Phineas know about the party?
Does he know? Yes. You guys got all dressed up and
I
whatnot.
know he was on the other side of the house, and we did all the briefing in like the war room and stuff. So I didn't know if he had been let in on that. So we went to that party, and now Kaldes has been arrested.
Wait, what?
Likely in another broom closet.
Yeah. So we went in. We needed to go into this locked area of the castle. And we figured out how to get in there, but only one of us could go in. And Kaldes went in for us, and then only a couple minutes later was dragged out by a bunch of guards. And we saw Lystra bleeding, right? She walked out.
Yes.
Like she made a show of it.
She
almost.
had like
Yeah.
bruised face, almost what appeared to be somewhat broken nose.
Yeah. And Lystra came out bruised and bloodied.
Oh no, not another one! You see Phineas as he puts his hands in his face. He's just like, "Wait, he attacked her. Isn't she a noble?"
That's why we know he was framed.
Oh no, I'm dealing with one already. What?
I don't think they're gonna. Hopefully, they don't rush that trial. I don't think they're gonna try to do it immediately. With the
No,
whole
I
Astarion
think
case
that
going
didn't-
on.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay, that's what you meant. Okay, yeah. Never mind. As I was.
Yeah.
Because
we-
I thought
we can take
'cause
care of
I definitely
Astarion
remember
first.
them being like, "Yeah, we're getting this done tomorrow."
No, yeah, that's what I mean. Is we can handle. We don't have to split our efforts here. We can still focus on Astarion, and then figure out how we're going to help Kaldes.
Unless they
We
decide
want.
to
Wait, we
fix
want to
it
help
all
him,
day.
right?
I'll let you know tomorrow.
I think we want to help him.
Yeah, okay, all right. I was gonna say I'll pray about it.
It is.
But,
We do have some personal responsibility. It was a mission we were all on, and he didn't do it.
That's fair. If anybody's gonna punch Kaldes, it's gonna be me. Or us, I guess.
I was about to say. But I feel like that might be an issue for another day if we don't have the cops banging down our door in the next hour, it's probably safe to assume they won't be here at all. Like you said, he would fold.
Just then, a knock at the door.
instantly.
It's the cop.
It's something completely unrelated. We send Ted out.
Right. Yeah. So.
It's nighttime, right?
prove
Because the
this
party's over now.
conspiracy?
Yes, it's dusk now.
Okay.
How are we
What'd you
gonna
say,
prove
Alden?
this conspiracy then.
Well, hopefully, with everything that's going on with Astarion and all of the powers that be that are involved in that, hopefully the situation will change before Kaldes would go on trial.
Unless they execute him.
Or they still have to hold a trial though.
Do they though? They're holding a trial for an innocent man.
He
over a
also
conspiracy.
he has also been deputized. So I don't think they're going to instantly execute somebody who has been deputized.
I mean, unless they just say, yes, this man was a criminal from the start. We falsely deputized him. He needs to be put to death immediately. We bound and gagged him to make sure that he could not spread any more lies or evil.
I'm not too worried about it.
Okay, right. Well,
You say that like it would be a bad thing for him to be
him being bound and
tied up,
gagged or dead?
bound and gagged. Yeah. No. The former.
This is turning interesting.
Well,
Because
I mean-
I feel like if he could talk freely, he would.
This
just
is definitely
make it
turning
worse.
interesting.
probably.
Anyways.
He'd probably do something silly like cast fog cloud or something.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, that would be so horrible if all of our enemies were attacking each other
Yeah.
for rounds at a time when we were heavily outnumbered.
Okay, so then let's Phineas, what do we know then, and how do we prove that Astarion was framed?
Well, I've been piecing it together here. And Miyaka actually brought me some newfound information from the labs. Okay? That's why she's here. So, come to find out from the labs, from what they found, the hair, specifically, and its properties, through the help of some advanced scrying, they had to bring somebody in from Candlekeep in order to try and help out with this. It's one of the sages. The sage was able to determine that the hair came from a changeling, not from a vampire. Or from anything else. So,
Was this what Gale was doing, or is Gale at Candlekeep for a different thing?
Gale is at Candlekeep trying to discover anything on Novus potentially leading to Novus Arcanum.
Got it.
Any groups that have been basically associated with the attempt to destroy and demolish Mystra. So this hair right here.
Yeah, he's there for his wifey.
This hair.
You don't need to pretend to not be jealous.
So this hair right here. This is it. This is it right here. This is all that we need. All that we need to... suddenly you see Derringer, who's been quiet over here in the back, suddenly teleport to the front. Almost like a guard dog running to the door when the postman comes up. Like...
It's the cops.
As he...
I told you.
As he runs to the front door and... He goes over there and hold on, if I could click and drag this, hang on, why is it not? Okay, there we go. For some reason, it's like the barriers of the screen. Just like, what? It's right there. I'm clicking on it. Derringer, he goes down to the front door. He turns to the Sergeant Gagarin over here. Immediately says, Sergeant, excuse me, could you help me do my job for me? Who's on the other side of the door right here? Because I can feel someone's presence there. Oh, it's one of us. Appears to be on horseback. Maybe a messenger? This incinerator comes galloping up and says, excuse me, I have a delivery here for the Merciful Misfits. It's a message. Derringer flings open the door. It's like, oh, thank you. So he snatches it from his hand and says goodbye. Boom, and shuts the door on him. How rude. How rude! Oh, I didn't mean to click on that. So he gallops away as Derringer, he walks back over to the inside of the keep here as he says, seems that a very knightly gentleman resembling the others on the watchtowers has delivered a message. So he tears open the envelope. Basically, he grabs one corner of it, rips the top half off of it, and just pulls a letter out. It says that by order of the Flaming Fist in the city of Baldur's Gate, the member of the guild residing here at the Crimson Keep, the Merciful Misfits Kaldes, is to be held indefinitely at Wormrock Keep, pending an investigation.
Oh. All right, well, I guess you were right, Vetus. I guess there's no reason to worry, and he's not going anywhere, so...
It's a little suspicious that they only sent us a note. They didn't take us in for questioning. I mean, you said it. He would have squealed instantly. Huh?
I mean, I didn't punch the noble in the face, did you?
I mean, do you think how long do you think Kaldes would go without telling them that we were all there together?
We should probably go get him.
I mean, we're not gonna be able to get him now, like we said. Do you think were we going to be able to get Astarion, break Astarion out?
Little Ted then. Little Ted then leans forward against the
mask.
Little Ted then leads up on the table and says, "Wait, Uncle Kaldes is being held. Why is he being held? Why is somebody holding him?"
Because nobody did that to him as a child. He's making up for that time.
Whoa!
Bruh, excuse me. Kaldes has parents. Thank you.
Racist parents.
Yeah, racist, genocidal parents.
That we don't know that yet. We haven't gone and talked to them.
It's alleged.
It's alleged. It's allegedly.
Racist.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Just allegedly racist. Fine.
Just.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
As fun as it is to dunk on Kaldes,
Actually,
this is a little fishy. Obviously, we don't have any proof, but I think something more is going on. Probably because we've been deputized. Like, I'm surprised if they were really nailing him for this. I mean, that messenger should have come in and questioned us.
I mean, Derringer kind of...
At least cursory. I mean... That's true, but he was just dropping off a message. He could have delivered it by hand, into this room and asked us just a couple of cursory questions. Where were we today? That sort of thing.
Yeah, but I don't think he would have had an opportunity to, considering Derringer kind of was like, "I'll take that," and then slammed the door immediately. Like the guy would have been standing there like, I
know, but he left.
Did he though? We don't
Did
know
he,
what
Derringer?
happened on the other side of the door. He might
Yes.
be unconscious from being hit in the face with a door.
He immediately left. That's all that he had to deliver.
All right. Well, there's nothing we can do about it now, I guess. So
What-
again, I ask.
My
how do we prove
instincts,
conspiracy and get-
My instincts are usually on point, by the way.
What I'm worried about is somebody killing him in his cell. We're going to be
Oh,
worried
yeah, that
about
would be
anything. Kaldes didn't kill himself.
The Kaldes
That's what I'm
files.
saying, Kaldes.
Oh my god.
Oh no. What have we done?
Okay, we're killing that bit. That bit's dead.
It's gone.
Great
It's
bit.
gone. It's
Great
it's
bit.
Are we
It's dead.
killing that bit like Kaldes is gonna kill himself?
it's out of here.
Yes.
And it's gone.
It's gone. It's gone.
Okay, so again, I ask, how do we prove that Astarion is innocent then?
Well,
Like,
we
you
have
have to
this.
prove
We
it.
have this hair. Is Phineas? Is that hair? Is that going to be admissible?
Yes. I mean, it's what we found at the scene of the crime. It's been presented to the Inquisitive Flames. They've been investigating it. They even brought it, like I said, they brought in a sage from Candlekeep in order to even scry to figure out what this thing was.
Yeah, but didn't Edgeworth say that it wasn't admissible to court because it was brought in after the trial started? Like it wasn't there for discovery.
Well, I mean, like, this is... Well, we did find it before the trial started. If we found it before the trial
We
started...
did find it. We found it before the trial. It just wasn't processed yet.
Yes.
You can say that we've updated some sort of report.
By legal definition, by Baldurian code, and I looked this up, he says as he pokes this book right in front of him. I looked it up. It is admissible evidence. Before
And
the trial
the
starts.
Sage at Candlekeep will be recognized as an expert by the court.
Yes. Although he's not here still in the city, he returned to Candlekeep due to the threats that are being faced by Candlekeep right now by one of the warlords. So his testimony will be delivered by the prosecution. Like word by word from the document itself.
Okay. Well, it seems almost like a smoking gun.
Yeah. But from what I can understand, well, hopefully this is the last day of the trial.
You want to see me tempt fate? What could go wrong?
Oh!
I was about to say, isn't Fate your wife, though? Yes.
As
I guess what now? What's our next step then?
Phineas would...
So that is that everything just lined up for us then?
Yeah. Phineas would then say, well, all we've got left is trial tomorrow, so just... You guys... Gonna join me in that courtroom, and I know everybody's not gonna be there, but... Well, at least I'll know that I'll have at least the three of you. And
Yeah.
Miyaka elbows him. And you as well. You're going to be... What are you doing? You're going to be sitting right next to me. I know. But you didn't mention me. She says she folds her arms, kind of just pouts. Fine. You're going to be there too. There, you happy? That's fine. She says she gets up and just kind of just walks out of the room. What did I do now?
Phineas. Poor dull Phineas.
Is Miyaka a medium in this as well?
Wait,
Like
what?
her namesake is?
A me-
Because in the games, obviously,
Oh.
she's inspired by Maya.
Yeah,
is,
a
is
little-
she
a little bit.
also a medium in this? A little bit? Not as like major of a thing.
To a
At least
degree,
not prevalent currently.
to a degree, you guys. Let me, let's just you'll see.
She can talk to half-dead people.
He's only mostly dead, which means he's partly alive.
Most
So-
dead is still technically alive.
As the sun
What do you
begins,
do if they're fully dead?
as the sun begins to set over the horizon and draw down behind the hills in the far off distance, what would you guys be doing with the rest of your evening? Because the very next day is the second day of the trial.
Honestly, probably because we have this all lined up. We have the smoking gun, as it were.
You keep saying
Vetus
that,
would
but
just-
There's gonna be something that's gonna go wrong. Crimson's gonna spin this to where it's not gonna work.
The
out.
the autopsy's gonna get updated. I feel it in my bones.
I feel it in my bones that Edgeworth is gonna weasel his way out of this.
Yeah. Maybe. We'll see.
So here's the thing: he's not even. He was kidnapped during the attack on
That's
day
right,
one.
And the other one was killed.
Yep,
Oh,
the other star witness was killed.
They're getting the backup. We got this. It's what's his name? What's the first DA you go against in the first game?
So no. It's not going to be, as Phineas would tell you, it's not going to be Merrick. It's going to be his ruthless, cutthroat apprentice,
Oh, it's
Thessala von Reinhardt.
those.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't like those. Oh yeah, that's right. Great. That's so awesome. Hey, you remember when I said what could go wrong? This is what could go wrong.
You had somebody that's far more tempered, and now you've got somebody off the chain.
Somebody who's off the chain is more
Yes.
likely to make a glaring mistake.
They got that dog in them.
I got that dodge in me.
It's crazy. I feel like I just heard that one guy you arm wrestled.
Quit telling everybody I'm dead.
All right.
Well, I guess to finish off my night, I'll be doing push-ups. Fate will probably be sitting, petting the cat, and then I don't know what Gabetus is doing. Praying, most likely.
Probably.
Yeah.
Praying, having his pack prepared for tomorrow. We don't bring any weapons in. We leave them in the cart, right? Like we don't bring them to be checked at the door. Did we just leave them in the cart last time?
They were checked in with the guards, the incinerators that were standing at the gate, the door.
Okay.
So in other words, they'd be holding on to them.
Okay. It's like a bag check rather than just
Yep.
leaving them in the car. Got it. So yeah, then he will. Do we have an extra bag that I could essentially have all of the stuff that they would confiscate in a separate bag from my regular bag?
With a bag of holding.
We do, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to put everything of ours that would be taken in that bag?
Would they confiscate the bag?
Yeah. But then we would have everything in one spot that once we get the bag back, we have all of our stuff. And we can keep
Alright.
the stuff that they won't confiscate.
All right. Yeah, sounds good to me.
And I would like to keep outside of that bag on my personal bag. If I remember, I know we talked about this before, but I don't remember if we had actually confirmed it. For Gvidus's holy symbol, were we using the cords on his arms for that? Or were we using a separate thing? I remember we talked about it. I can't remember what the final thing was.
We could use the cords on his arms. That's one of the symbols of Ilmater, specifically.
Yes, I would like to keep, if possible, the cords in his bag that he's going to take in.
Okay.
So that he will have his holy symbol on him.
All right.
And if he can take it past, then he'll put him on his arms. He'll wrap him around his arms once he gets past security.
All right.
With that, I think that's everything set out for the rest of the evening. Is Kate's the one that made the coffee, right? The tea?
Yeah.
In the morning, she should try to make some more of that for us.
Sure. You can do that.
All right. So as everybody goes to their rooms for a good night's rest, and Bulk, as you and Caspian, or rather should I say Garin and Ashfell, as you arrive at your new barracks, everybody just kind of keeps to themselves as you all tuck in. Okay. Okie doke. Gotcha. But you arrive at your new barracks. Everybody kind of just keeps to themselves. So these murmurs back and forth talking about the upcoming trial tomorrow. Most of them don't understand as to why it's continuing forth. But some of them are in agreement that this needs to be done so the city can be at peace. Maybe we can finally redeploy back on the roads in force and take the fight to the warlords. Hopefully,
I would love to fight.
Hopefully this leads to more peace. But there's also like a subset of some that are just like maybe after all this is said and done, maybe we could put in for the Waterdeep Warrior tournament. For when that's coming about, maybe we could test our strength and see if we can qualify to even like get in. Like they aren't part of a guild, so like being part of a guild would be much easier to get into the tournament. But since they aren't part of a guild, they'd be entering individually and having to compete with that.
That's a good question. Fighting's good.
Yeah. Fighting is good, but fighting is really good when, it's all for a good cause.
It's true. Both agree. Garin agree.
Yes, as you see Caspian, as he sets his helm on his nightstand, as he goes, yes, Ashfell agrees as well.
It's been crazy few days since Bob got here. Days or weeks or whatever.
That it has, Bulk, that it has. And tomorrow things get a little bit more interesting. Another day of legal woes. I just hope that this can...
All this blow over.
Yes.
When all this blow over, we do fight. We do good fun fight.
Tell you what, Bulk. Since you seem enthused about it, what if we entered into the Waterdeep Warrior tournament?
Sounds like a good idea.
Now I know they don't allow for teamwork, but maybe we could say we're part of a guild somewhere or something and get in a little bit easier that way. It's a little bit harder with individuals trying to pay their way in.
if only there was a guild that was around that was also signed up for the tournament. That'd be crazy.
Maybe we find one.
Maybe, Bulk. But I don't know about you. I'm ready for tomorrow to rise.
Well, Bulk gotta get strength training in. Bulk must, Garin must get them gains.
Garains.
Garains.
You get those Garains, Bulk. I'm going to get gains by closing my eyes.
You rest, Bulk keep watch, then Bulk sleep.
Actually, just one moment, Bulk. Before I rest, tell me, as he slides off the side of the bed of his bunk. You're both on the bottom bunks of these. It's like two-tiered bunks, like stacked side by side. As he says, Bulk, let me ask you this. With everything going on in the city and whatnot, it's definitely been a test of my own... How can I put this? It's definitely been a test of my own will and all these sordid affairs. I'm a man that prefers to see things get done quickly. But with all the unrest and the warlords waiting at the gates, he gets down as he faces in the opposite direction, gets down, he puts his elbows on the bed, and he looks up, closes his eyes as he says, Helm, protector of this city, protector of these people, I pray for a mighty shield to fall upon us in these darkened times, as I have in days past. I pray for preservation for people, preservation for the days to come, even as this trial seeks to debilitate us, as these wolves stand at the gate, ready to chomp us at the bit. May our shield arms be guarded. May our sword arms be guided in these days to come, if need be. May we be a shield and a bulwark for this city. I've said my piece for the night. Good night, Bulk.
Good night, Ashfell.
So he tucks in and goes to sleep, and as you begin pushing away up and down off the floor, is that all that Bulk would do before he gets some rest?
A bit of that. Quiet lifting. You gotta lift, but you gotta do it real carefully so you don't make any noise. That's part of the challenge.
Tell you what, first and foremost, give me, let me tell you this. I'm going to make it like a DC, let's say make it like a DC 12. You'd be able to lift the nightstand, which is made of solid wood and whatnot, to get some lifting in. DC 12, give me an athletics check.
Roll it for me. I don't have much.
Oh, gotcha.
Next on the phone.
Okay, hang on, let me
know how we go.
Alright, so, athletics.
Right back.
Okay. So that's for Bulk right there. So that's an 8. So with an 8, you struggle to lift this solid wooden nightstand, and failing to make the roll, you actually managed to make it with a loud thud on the ground, causing a few people to stir up. It's just like, what is he doing? What are you doing? Just go to bed, man.
Too Too awkward to grab. Folks, take the push-ups.
As the night draws on, as people rest, waiting for the next day, the sun rises as the dawn of a new day begins. Crests over the horizon. Down in Wormrock Prison, Kaldes, you're roused awake by the sounds of the door opening to the interrogation room. And eventually, as the High Marshal and 2 incinerators come walking in, begin to escort you out of the prison in preparation for the trial. For Bulk and Caspian, the both of them are then brought over with a contingent of other members of the Flaming Fist, now being told that Ashfell and Garin are both Sergeant Garin and Staff Sergeant Ashfell are to be in control and command of the group. Now, with Caspian already have been somewhat of a leader within the barracks of his previous post, it kind of makes sense to him. But for Bulk, I don't know. Has Bulk ever commanded any troops before?
Small group. They were also orcs or half orcs like himself, though. So it was very simplistic, but it was you know.
So with Caspian occasionally having to butt in order to help people speak Bulkese, people wondering how did this Garin guy get to sergeant? They just Ashfell then almost becomes like an interpreter for you at some points in time as you begin ushering like orders or giving orders to some of the Flaming Fist and getting them over to High Hall as they go over there and arrange themselves in the courtroom. Meanwhile, at the Crimson Keep, everyone awakens to this new day and this dawn here. The trial going to commence within the span of a few hours. You have some time to gather and speak, but there was mention of Fate brewing something for everybody the next day.
Tea.
All right, so I'm going to need a survival check from Fate to see how exactly this tea is brewed together, whether it's just a regular tea or does it have a little bit of an extra kick to it.
I feel like Aldian might be up right now.
I think he said he'd be right back, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
If anyone needs to lead Bulk around and whatever, just pretend you're Goku.
Okay. Oh, that's easy. That's easy for me. Like literally the monk that I played as in the last campaign that I played in as a player was literally Goku build.
Oh, fair enough.
Hey, it's me, Goku.
Bulk, get strong.
Hey guys, it's me, Goku.
It's me,
No,
Goku.
that's Mickey.
What do you mean?
Oh my gosh.
What do you mean? It's the same thing.
I was like, I'll be right back. I gotta
Miku.
run to the restroom real quick.
Alrighty.
Sun
Someone say
Miku
Door to
Mouse.
Darkness? You good, Kaldes?
I'm only choking on my own saliva. It's okay.
I was about to say, are the guards smoking in the prison?
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah. Just treat Bulk like in terms of character like Goku, like the more silly, goofy side of Goku usually. but he can get serious. And everything, the key aspects of his combat ability I mentioned in chat. So if you need to go on for that, that should be able to run him. He likes to throw things too, so if at all possible, he can try to throw things and people.
Noted.
Bro, he's throwing.
Why is Bulk throwing? Oh my gosh. Bulk, why are you throwing?
Well, in another life, in another universe, he was Mr. Super Bowl.
So, where are you going, Dez? You feeling
Airport.
all right? Ah,
He's going
Where
to
you-
the airport. He's going home.
where the heck? Oh yeah, where were you?
I'm at Samson's. We're moving in here probably in about a month or so. It depends on the bird cage he gets in.
Oh,
Why do you need to stay in the birdcage?
Yeah, cage for our birds. Just need something a little nice outdoor enclosure for them. Yeah, I have one ordered. That's a big thing, but yeah, I'll have that ordered, and that's once that arrives, we'll have a place for them here, and we'll get that set up, and
Okay.
then we'll be moving in.
Nice.
All right, I
3 to 4 weeks.
hath returned.
Hello, has returned.
Hello.
All right, is
I'm also
Aldian?
back, and I heard you. I'm gonna
Yes.
roll for Fate's
Okay.
survival check.
All right, with that, I bounce.
All right,
All right.
see you later.
Adios. Have a safe flight.
I got.
Indubitably. Say 15. So on a 15, she's able to. She brews this tea, and it's definitely wakes everybody up in the morning. Has a nice flavor to it. As
I don't get any.
no, there's
Shouldn't have punched a noble lady in the face.
Bruh.
see on that 15, it's some very good tea, very very hearty tea.
Cool.
It's very hard tea.
Haha.
Excellent. There it is.
Delayed reaction. But as you guys gather together around the table here, the severity of the situation begins to settle in as yeah, you have some evidence that could potentially blow the whole case wide open, but you also have the potentiality of everything being derailed by this wild card that is no longer the very controlled and protected, basically, figure of Merrick.
Well, that's gonna be a problem. So then, how long do we have before the trial starts? And I mean, because I'm fine with just go ahead and getting it started or whatever. I do have to leave right at 6 o'clock today. So
Okay. It's just it's literally just at this point, after sitting down, having breakfast, it's about an hour and a half away, which it might take you even that long, or a little bit less than that, just to get over there, due to the traffic that may be moving through the streets as news of day 2 of the trial sweeps through the city.
yes, disembodied voice of Kaldes. Do you have something to add?
No, I was just drinking something.
So if anybody has any place you'd like to stop beforehand, before you make it to High Hole, then again, that would delay slightly.
I'm ready.
I don't have anywhere I want to stop. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm ready too.
I don't really get a choice.
Hey, Archie, you're
Or
already
your broom
there.
closet.
So
let me see here. Let me get this.
There's a janitor in his cell right now filling up a mop bucket to clean a different cell.
That would be so funny.
It's Scruffy, the janitor from Futurama.
Excuse me, Scruffy needs to fill up a mop bucket.
We now.
You using this space? Scruffy used to use this space.
Sorry. We now move to the courtroom here. As to hold on, I gotta move some things around. Hang on. Thought that I'd already got everything moved out in place here. All right. Let me. Okay. As you guys enter the courtroom here, Alexander Tomes would usher you over to the area that you had occupied last time, right beside the defense team. As one woman.
Alexander's allowed in.
Literally,
Holy
my
crap.
first bit's gonna be, they didn't arrest you either?
As Alexander said, "Listen, I was able. Listen, they tossed me out. They tossed me out the front door when they had the first chance to.
Where the heck is me?
You don't know what happened after?
Well, I don't know what happened afterwards. I heard that there was some big hoopla that apparently a noble got attacked. I don't know who it was.
Yeah, apparently so.
It was that.
I don't know who it
lady,
was.
Green.
How would you know that, Mr. Eldian?
Well, didn't she make a big spectacle about it?
I wasn't there, Aldian, were you?
No, I wasn't.
As you guys enter into the courtroom, you happen to notice a familiar face as one of the Flaming Fist members would watch you as you walk in. The face of Master Corporal Flayer Slayer, as he is in the room, as one of the guards as well. It seems to be a different bunch than the ones that came in, or specifically stationed in here, the very first day of the trial. So now,
Kvidet, do these guys look different to you?
Which guys?
All the guys.
I mean, I didn't pay that much attention last time.
You didn't pay attention to who the guards were?
No.
Master Corporal Flayer Slayer was not here last time. And neither was that guard, or that guard, or that guard.
I mean, why would it make a difference? Maybe some of them have the day off. Maybe some of them got injured yesterday. A lot happened.
We're literally here defending a lawyer who is discussing a conspiracy against the mayor's daughter. And you want to know if it's not, you think it's not suspicious that all of a sudden all of the guards were replaced. They killed a man, another lawyer, and tried to kill ours.
No. The imposters killed another lawyer. The fact that there are different people here is better.
so if you're referring to the prosecutor, he wasn't slain. It was one of the witnesses.
Yeah. Yeah, the prosecutor's kidnapped.
Indeed.
That's what it
They
was.
kidnapped the other prosecutor.
Yes. But yesterday, there were imposters. So if they were the same people today, wouldn't that be more suspicious than there being different people? They probably sniffed them out. You think the marshal didn't have a giant audit and investigation between yesterday and today?
You think that the mayor doesn't have some sort of control over that?
He might.
All right. Whatever. Let's just find our seats.
I mean, do you distrust Master Corporal Flayer Slayer?
Well, I mean, no. I love that guy.
That's what I mean. If he wasn't here yesterday and he's here today, that means they're setting their best guys. Which, I mean, now that I think about it, you're right. That is kind of suspicious that they have their best guys.
if you were to look across the room, of course, you wouldn't be able to recognize them because they have their helms on. But you have Bulk and Caspian, aka Garvin and Ashfell.
Hey, doesn't
You
that
wouldn't be able
green
to
shirtless
recognize
guy kind of
Bulk.
look like the guy, the shirtless guy from yesterday?
Like I just envision like all of the helmet doesn't fully go onto Bulk's head. It's just like it like goes down to his like cheeks, and the rest of it is like bulging out from the side of the helmet or whatever. Like that was
You also, on the other side of the courtroom, happen to see, as he takes a seat over here, Director Tyron Vashdil, as he sits right here in the outside lane of the gallery, or the outermost part of the gallery right here.
okay.
Astarion is all chained up right here, sitting in his seat, and across from him is none other than Lystra Durham, as she takes her seat on the prosecution side.
So, have you guys watched Berserk?
No.
No.
Okay, never mind. I was gonna say when when he notices Lystra and Tyren. I had to fight not to say Tyrell this time. I did it.
Tyrell. Oh my
When he
gosh.
sees Tyren and Listerine over there, he stops talking and he does like the Griffith piercing eye stare at them, like that, not on purpose. Like it's just like a predatory death glare.
Right.
I'll find the gif of it. But continue.
I'm going to strangle you.
Oh, that was
Me?
a text message.
Yeah. How dare you say GIF?
Oh my gosh.
That's what it said.
It's like peanut butter.
No,
That's what
I
the
don't
guy
care
said.
what the I don't care what the creator said. You don't use your graphics card.
Yeah, do you use? Does your computer have a laser in it? Because laser is an acronym too.
Yeah, I understand that, but it's Laseer, and also it's,
Laseer.
it's just what it's called. Don't do this to
You know,
me.
it's just like
you can't have this. I'm
here now.
sorry.
It's just like that movie Jurassic Park. with all the dinosaurs.
The Deanosaurs. Yeah.
I got it. This is basically the stare at the tip.
I'm gonna knit your nervous system into a sweater.
Yeah. It would be comfy.
But as you guys are carrying on this conversation, suddenly the courtroom goes quiet as the bailiff, walking forward in the attire of the Flaming Fist, but with some gilded crenellations on his armor, as he steps into the room, as he steps in and says, "Ladies and gentlemen of the court of..." Hold on. As he clears his throat again, he presses his hand to the side of his throat, casting thaumaturgy in order to increase his vocal presence in the room, as he says, "Ladies and gentlemen of the city of Baldur's Gate, we gather here together for day 2 of the trial of Astarion versus the city of Baldur's Gate. May I now introduce to you, once again, the Chief Justice of this court, Judge Yalnarik," as this older brass dragonborn stands up again and slightly bows from his seat and then sits back down in his chair as he says, "All right, let the trial commence. Please, with developments that have occurred in the city the past so many days, I wasn't sure if we would still have a trial happening here in this courtroom, more or less letting it gather dust. But now, standing before us and taking the place of Merrick will be his apprentice Thessala von Reinhardt." And as you see her stand up, you happen to see a huge amount of stitches on the left side of her body, all the way going up from her chest and like her clavicle, all the way up around the shoulder and onto her back until it disappears behind the dress that she is, like the top of the dress that she's wearing, and her left arm is in a sling. coinciding with the fact that the Draven...
I said, what is this, Frankenstein's lawyer?
No, coinciding with the attack on the prosecution's caravan, which she was shielded by one of the Harpers that you had met before, and that Reyna had mentioned, Garth Dangill. Jaheira had mentioned that he nearly lost his life. He lost his whole arm, whereas Thesla was able to keep hers, even though the blade went straight through him and just like got stuck in her shoulder.
Garth is the one that had the oh my gosh, the pet.
Yes.
Yeah, the pet.
Pseudo
The
dragon.
pet did not make it. Yeah, the pseudo dragon.
Yep, Yaragaran. That was the very same Draven that was able to use a smite to try and cleave, and that's why it almost cut her too. So as she stands up before the courtroom, she says, "Ladies and gentlemen of the court, it has been brought to my attention that, yes, my teacher is not here with us. But I will be carrying out justice in his stead. That the city may know justice, even against," as she turns to Astarion, "people who would wish to subvert it and even pervert it. I will do everything in my power to best bring justice to the victims of these vicious crimes." And that's all that she says as she takes a seat, as Phineas then stands and says, "Your Honor, we of the defense are prepared to deliver whatever is necessary to defend our client. And by necessary, it is the truth and nothing but the truth. For the truth is on our side, as evidence in recent days now points out." So he sits back down and says, "Okay, here we go. Mrs. Reinhardt, it has been brought to my attention that newfound evidence correlating to evidence discovered by the defense days before the trial of day one had discovered this hair was declared to prove Astarion to be either a culprit or not a culprit, but what was supposedly stated by the prosecution is that Mr. Astarion is none other than a vampire. Now, we are to see if that is to be proven true or not, given by the evidence. Let me see this. As he takes his glasses and runs them down his maw as he looks down at the paper in front of him. A certain sage from Candlekeep examined the hair and determined that it is not of a vampire, supposedly. And is this true from what you can conclude?" As prosecutor stands up and says, "I will say this. With the evidence provided, and of course the sage is not here to provide proper testimony, seeing as he is preparing a proper defense for Candlekeep under the threats of attack by the warlord Bloodstaff. He has left this message stating that he believes with a certain percentage, a not 100% belief, but a more than certain belief, which we here in the prosecution shall examine ourselves as untrue. What the sage has said." "You're saying that the sage is lying?" "What I'm saying is that the sage is uncertain. We have done our research on this particular sage, and his attempts at trying to discern things through scrying, which is what he used in order to determine what the hair was and who it may have belonged to, he has not been within 100% range in every single attempt he has used in scrying." And immediately Phineas stands up. "Objection! Your Honor,
There is no 100% guarantee that you're going to find the results, yes, from scrying. But what we're talking about here is a sage from Candlekeep. Somebody who has had years, and immediately Thessala jumps on him and says, so what, years of experience matter over the facts of the matter? The facts of the matter is this man has not proven with an 100% accuracy that this is indeed anything but the hair of a vampire who had transformed into a bat. We can determine from this hair here that Astarion is indeed a vampire. We know what he is from this hair here. It is not the hair of a changeling as suggested by the sage. Your Honor, what I'd ask of this. You see Phineas as he adjusts his collars as he looks at the judge and says, Your Honor, I'd ask that my client take the stand. Immediately the courtroom, previously there's some murmuring, everybody quiets down. As even Astarion leads in, he looks back to you guys and he looks over at Phineas, he says, I think the whole purpose of me having you as an attorney is for me not to take the stand. Why am I having to take the stand? Because even looking back at this paperwork here, I'm just doing a little bit of stalling here. Just a little bit of stalling. Okay, that's okay with you? Okay, it's fine with me. So please take the stand. Yeah, Phineas is sweating right now. As Astarion...
Is the place still completely silent?
Yeah, it's completely silent at the moment as Astarion walks forward. Immediately, you see across the courtroom Lystra kind of just grinning from ear to ear, folding her arms as she looks at Astarion walk up to face the judge. Your Honor? Yes, Astarion. Is this an examination, or am I just standing up here? This is a cross-examination. Immediately you see Thessala, she kind of looks over at Phineas and stunned. It's like, what in the world are you? And Phineas would say, as a matter of fact, Your Honor, in this kind of situation, isn't it true that in court of law that technically a zone of truth can be used on a witness if indeed their testimony may be called into question? I do believe that is the case, yes. But, why are you... Hold on a second.
Kaldes, the clicking of your mouse is audible.
Your Honor, I want to prove beyond a shadow of the doubt, because what the prosecution is stating, they're trying to, for one thing, smear the good name of a sage from Candlekeep. These sages protect the realm, not only the secrets within Candlekeep, but the realm in and of itself. Yes, my client mentioned that he was at a party previously beforehand, but doesn't mention anything else afterwards, of not knowing what exactly had transpired. And throughout the night, I want to state this. I don't believe that my client is guilty. Obviously, Thessala says from across the room. You hear the judge smack his gavel against the stand in front of him as he goes, "Settle down, please. Phineas, what is the meaning of this? This is irregular." It is, Your Honor. It's irregular for one reason and one reason only, because I believe that my client isn't the person who committed these vile acts. Your Honor, you see, as Phineas, I'll need for Gavitas, Fate, and Aldian to make an insight check on Phineas.
All right.
Gavitas, you would see it.
Did I win?
Yes, you would see it. Aldian, you would see it. And even Fate, she would see it the most. As Phineas, as he states that he believes that Astarion is innocent of this, you see his eyes turn back towards Lystra. And then back over to Astarion. And Lystra, you could see an invisible look on her face. She squints her eyes at the attorney as he turns back quickly to try and make it look like he wasn't taking a look back, specifically. But as he looks back at Astarion, he says, Your Honor, I even believe that beyond the shadow of a doubt, the culprit isn't taking the stand as we speak. Your Honor, when we were attacked, specifically a day ago, what does this have to do with the testimony of Astarion? Are you or are you not going to give a proper cross-examination of Astarion, your own client? Your Honor, I believe that the person truly responsible for this, as you see, he is sweating bullets at this point. They are sitting in the witness's chair right behind me, right behind the prosecution's desk. Immediately, the courtroom begins to get a little bit rowdy as he smacks his gavel down on the stand before me. He says, "Order, order! What is the meaning of this? You say you're going to give him a cross-examination, Your Honor. When I was out, when I was struck by a poisoned crossbow bolt, when I was attacked in the streets, okay, I fell into some sort of trance. I saw somebody, a woman, bathed in shadow, but I could see their face. I had never met them before, but the person that I saw in the shadow was the very woman that's sitting on that stool over there. I believe that my client is innocent of these crimes. Completely innocent of these crimes. And I want to prove it right here and right now by stating this. Are you accusing the witness before they even take the stand? Yes, Your Honor. Put a zone of truth over Astarion right now, and you'll see as to why. All right. Bailiff. Yes, Your Honor. As he walks over here, you see him immediately raise his hands forward as he casts a zone of truth over Astarion. As Astarion says, I hope you know what you're doing. Let me just tell you, I have some secrets that may peel paint off the walls, maybe even make some people blush. All right. Phineas Truant, go ahead with your cross-examination. Astarion, I only have one question for you, and in this. During your loss of memory, your blackouts, in and out, during that night, let me ask you this. Do you remember seeing at all, for number one, Astarion, I want you to answer this honestly, because if you don't, we'll know for certain. Are you or are you not a vampire? Immediately, Thessala, you see her kind of raises an eyebrow, looks over at him. She's just like, are you trying to do my job for me? And he says, I have my methods. Astarion, are you a vampire or not? And Astarion, he's actually going to try and attempt to defy this using a wisdom saving throw. You'll have to make a DC 14.
I'm going to whisper to Fate. Hey, Let Aldian know. I have a really bad feeling about this.
And he succeeds. So if he were to try and to defy the effects of this circle, the zone of truth, he'd be able to lie without anybody noticing. But Phineas looks over to Astarion. He's going to perform an insight check on him. See if he's going to follow through or not. So with an 8, whatever Astarion says, Phineas will believe. So Astarion says, "No, I am not. I am not a vampire." Objection! What are you doing, Astarion? As stated in your very records under a zone of truth, that you admitted to prying eye, Damien? Here on this form, you stated that you are a vampire. But why are you... What are you... You stated that you're a vampire. So, are you a vampire or are you not? Yes, I am. I am. Immediately the courtroom erupts as people yell, "What is this? Who invited him into the leadership of this city? Do you not remember what happened in Elturel? They got dragged into the hells because of this." Immediately the courtroom erupts as the judge begins slamming his gavel. Finally, he tells one of the other guards standing up front, "You, immediately." Casts thaumaturgy on himself as he says, "Enough! Silence across the courtroom!" Immediately people pipe down. Phineas then says, "All right, you're a vampire. Vampires would know and awaken to the smell of blood, would they not? If they smelt it?" "Yes, they would. It's very much a secondary sense, almost like sorry to use the expression, an animal waking up at the smell of food reaching their nose." Astarion, if you'd had any memory whatsoever of shedding blood, specifically the blood of Duke Durham's son, don't you think that you would remember that? Yes, I would. I would have obviously awakened to it. I would have obviously recognized the smell if that was the case. And immediately Thessala stands up. She doesn't know whether or not to object to this, as literally Phineas is getting his client to admit this, but she pauses for a moment and sits back down with a curious look on her face as she looks over to him. Astarion, with that being said, you're a vampire. Vampires would be able to awaken at the smell of blood being spilled. So with that being the case, you said you didn't step foot in the manor that night. Immediately Thessala stands up and says, "Objection! He's leading the witness." Immediately the judge, he sits there for a moment as he says, "Objection overruled. On what grounds, Your Honor?" "He is in a zone of truth." "But he just lied on the stand." He says as he looks down at the documents, "Your Honor, my objection to your very own objection, my lady, still stands. I want to hear this." So with that being said, Astarion, with you having the capability, you would have awakened upon the smell of blood reaching your nostrils. Do you recognize the woman sitting in that stool over there? I do. And what? Objection, Your Honor! What does this have to do with anything? What does this have to do with this is about Astarion. This is not about her. She is a witness. She is a victim in this case. Her family was attacked. Astarion did admit that he had loss of memory in the documents listed here, Thessala. If you would read, those very same documents sit in front of you. She immediately looks across the table, spreading the papers across. He also admitted that he had foregone such temptations for quite some time. The leadership of this city knows that he has. Immediately you see some of the other dukes and duchesses looking around like, he didn't discuss that with us. So with that being said, I would say that your point is moot. Objection overruled. Astarion, do you recognize immediately, as Phidias continues, you see Lystra stand up from her seat. As she says, "What is this? Is this some sort of game? Some sort of game for you to play, Mr. Truand?" Immediately, Judge Yalnaric waves his gavel as he says, "Young lady, have a seat, please. You have not been called to the stand." "I haven't been called to the stand, but my family is being put on trial right here. I am, whereas I'm a victim in this. Our family, my half-brother, killed. My half-sister, kidnapped. By this man taking the stand. I saw him." Immediately, Phineas then turns back to her and says, "Pretty sure he didn't see you that night. Because if he would have remembered the blood splashing against him when he attacked your half-brother. He would have remembered that. That, and also Astarion is right-hand dominant, whereas the stab wound was inflicted by somebody who is left-hand dominant. The hair that was collected from the scene of the crime that prosecution didn't even pick up on has been proven to be beyond a shadow of a doubt. 50%, I would say, would be shadow of a doubt. But above 50%, as the sage mentioned, is beyond a shadow of a doubt. A changeling was the one responsible for this, not Astarion. Immediately, Lystra says, "This is foolhardiness. You know, I thought things would be going down a little bit differently. I honestly thought that people would begin to see the truth. No need to roll whatsoever. You guys happen to hear the sound of a thunderstorm developing outside.
Crazy, because one just rolled in IRL, actually. I'm fully immersed. I'm here.
Astarion is the person that has done this, not me. Witness, you have not been called to the stand." "Oh, but I am called to stand. To stand against the lies that are being brought up against me. The lies that are being brought up against my house. My name. And brought up by who? A liar. A con man. A vampire. Who just admitted that on the stand. But yet you believe him. You reject any sort of means of determining the truth. So let me lay down this truth for you. The city is inept, and she then turns to everyone behind her. This city is corrupt. It backs corruption. It lives in corruption. It bounds in corruption. And it is bound by the corruption that has it in a chokehold. Ladies and gentlemen of the city of Baldur's Gate. What I'd say is this. A shadow has been cast over the city. One that's been created by a being unfit to rule, a being unfit to lead this city, a being such as the one that stands before us, a being such as Astarion. As she then walks closer to Astarion, immediately one of the guards runs over here to try and stop her from moving up into the stand. Ma'am, you're to move back to your seat, or else. Immediately, as she looks over to him, she says, halt right now. As the zone of truth dissipates from around Astarion, as this guard moves in from the other side and brandishes his crossbow, pointing it at the guard across the way. Bailiff! Do as she says. What do you even... Immediately, Judge Yalnaric stands up from his chair as he goes, what is the meaning of this? What are you...
Launch magic missile.
What are you doing?
I gotta leave, unfortunately.
Okay,
Darn it!
From the other side of the courtroom...
See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
The other side of the courtroom, in comes through the doors here, as they open wide, Kaldes and a myriad of others, along with the High Marshal and Jahira, as they step in through the doors. As Lystra walks up to the witness stand, she walks up to Astarion and says, your time in this city's time is up. I'm done playing games. I know what this is. And as she...
As she's walking up there, can Kaldes actually launch a magic missile at her?
As she's up there, you could attempt to.
Okay, let's do this.
I don't think you're close enough. It's 120 feet. You will be close enough soon, but I don't think right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not.
From where
close
you're
enough
currently
yet.
at, you're not close enough. But
Okay. Darn it.
so as you walk into the courtroom, immediately Phineas would stand up and say, this witness is out of turn. As I've pointed out before, I believe she's the one responsible. That would explain what's going on here in this courtroom right now. I saw her in the vision that I had, so we're trusting visions now. We're trusting visions, liars, vampires.
Kaldes is going to raise his voice and he's going to say, halt! Everybody stop.
We'll look at Fate and all of you and go, oh no.
As she,
And Kaldes is going to say, I have something to say. And he's going to say, he's going to keep walking up here, and he's going to say, the guilty one here is in fact Lystra. She My freaking thing crashed. Hang on.
Immediately, the judge is he's looking around at you come into the courtroom, and hang on a second here. Let me.
Thing crashed. I'm trying to get it back. My roll 20 just crashed on me.
As you
I've
begin.
been well, Matt Henry. How have you been? Sorry about that.
So as you begin to walk up there and utter these words, immediately, Director Vashtil steps out of his seat and begins to walk over to you as this guard right here would say, "Halt! None of you are allowed to move any closer into this area." Now, as Director Vashtil, he turns towards this guard right here, points his finger as he will cast. Let me see here. Let's see. Let's say a ray of sickness upon this guard over here. This guard unexpectedly taking this damage right here. You'll see him. So he takes this, collapses to the ground from it, as Tyron.
I'm gonna cast Mage Armor.
Tyron will then say, "Enough is enough! This city is set for destruction. The corruption of the system shall be brought to light." And as he reaches to grab the back of your collar, Kaldes, as he says, "It is time for all to burn in Shah's shadow." In which we will begin combat next session.
Can I activate, like I said, I was trying to activate my Mage Armor earlier.
Okay. Yeah, you can.
Okay. Then Mage Armor is activated. Now, let me put that in chat so we don't forget. Active. Come on. Oh, turn order. I see.
So no, I'm not going to keep that up right now. But next time, combat will begin as people will slowly begin to reveal themselves, and we'll see what kind of chaos ensues in the next session. I knew that this would take more than one, but without everybody being here all at once, things being disjointed, yeah. So hoping we'd get to combat, but next session.
That's unfortunate. If Gavitas was in my position.
So now we'll be meeting once again April 18th, 2 weeks from now.
Gavitas.
I was muted. Oops. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You should have mentioned sometime at one point in time that this elven guy was shifty, because Kaldes doesn't know. He just walked right past him.
Because I don't think I knew until after you had already
Gone away.
No, I'm trying to think through it. Gavitas didn't share with you because he found out, essentially, he basically got like the last piece of the puzzle at the party and did not tell you before everything went down at the party.
Gotcha.
Because like that thing where like you found him down there is essentially, that's the big reveal that he's big evil, and the rest is like kind of breadcrumbs, and like he might be evil, he might be getting strung along by Lystra. Was my interpretation of what was going on, is that he could have been just simply being used by Lystra, but him being down like in the lab was like the big reveal of that.
I also didn't notice where he was sitting, which is unfortunate.
If we're talking like tactical, it's way better that you're the one up there than us, than me or anyone else. Because the reason is because they would have taken your book at the door if you were here. If you're where I'm sitting, none of us have our weapons. I have my holy
So,
symbol, so I have
I
access
will-
to my spells. But you have
Hold on.
everything.
I will say this in context. I meant to mention it earlier, in the whole process of rushing things forward. As you would have approached the door and attempted to turn in your items, one of the incinerators would have told you to take hold of your weapons, as the High Marshal had come in just earlier with Kaldes and given strict orders.
That we were allowed to keep them?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
To keep them stashed away in whatever capacity you could have, so you could have hid them in the bag of holding.
Magic, we got him in the bag of holding. We're gonna throw the bag of holding on the table. Arm up.
Let's go.
Yeah, because my thing is, I was gonna, when this end bit started happening with Tyren walking up, I was gonna stand up and like lean over to Fate and Aldi and just like grab your chairs. We need to get over there. Use our chairs as improvised weapons.
Well, I'm at least glad I've got mage armor activated at least. For the very
Mage armor is pretty nice. So wait, do we have our armor then as well?
Correct.
I would assume you guys, yeah, you guys are the guards of Phineas anyways, so we would have been.
We weren't allowed last time.
True, but
And you weren't allowed to have your weapons last time.
our armor's allowed, but I don't
Well,
wear
I'm
armor,
sorry,
so.
my shield wasn't allowed last time.
Mhm.
But boop. So where is it? Armor. Make sure
I can
that's
see
all
you've been
checked
good,
for
Mad
next
Henry.
time.
Man, this sucks that we're having to end right here, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yes, next, I will say, next session is going to probably be, it's going to be 3 straight hours of combat, because it's going to be one of the largest initiatives you've ever seen in your life. It's going to be huge.
It's gonna be huge.
It's going to be
Char's gonna come
bigly.
here. She's
I
gonna
have a
make.
feeling-
She's gonna make Baldur's great.
I have a feeling it's gonna be even, what's it called? Longer than one session.
We shall see.
Who knows?
We shall see. All right.
Have a great night, gentlemen. Great session as always. Crimson.
So it was great with all of y'all. We'll
Indubitably.
see y'all some other time.
I'll beat
I
a
will
minute,
leave
that's
you
what-
Chat. Bye bye.
Brr.
Bye bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time is nigh. Indeed. It has been a most interesting state of affairs, and I do wish we could have gotten to combat in the session, but again, like I said at the beginning of the stream, the biggest BBEG of any D&D campaign is scheduling. Indeed. It is a most troublesome state of affairs, but as we see this trial, and I thought of many different kinds of situations as to how this would proceed and whatnot, and I'll admit with the rush and whatnot that I'd forgotten certain things, but it's okay. Next session, everybody will be able to take out their frustration with bonks. Bonks of weaponry and spell alike, as we see what happens to the city of Baldur's Gate come next session. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for tuning in to this session of Chronicles from the Crimson Keep as part 2 of the battle for the soul city of Baldur's Gate will commence. And ultimately, will the party move up to level 4, or will they fall? Tune in April 18th, as this will be, that should be, depending on the results of it, the last session of this arc of the campaign of the Chronicles from the Crimson Keep. Thank you for tuning in, and let me go ahead and paste this down here. I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow. That is the non-subscriber raid message right there. For those who are hold on. For those who are subscribed, which thank you, Icy, and thank you, Banana, for the subscriptions. Thank you for subscribing, for helping others subscribe. Thank you, Saren, for the bits earlier. Thank you kindly. And know that I wouldn't say that would lead to donuts with the DM, but still. That is the subscriber message down below with the dancing crusaders. Whereas the message above, message prior, is for those who are non-subscribers. So, that being said, thank you for, once again, thank you for tuning in. I am going to raid us out here. So we look for somebody to raid. Let's see. Let us raid. Ooh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You know what? Let me see if I can raid. Yes. Yes, we're going to raid a fellow appreciator of D&D, Melinda Esperanza. She is a Christian VTuber, very awesome lady, and also a fellow appreciator of Dungeons & Dragons. I believe she has some streams on occasion where she talks about the character development of her own characters, mechanics and whatnot. So, we're going to see what she is up to. I hope that you all have a good night tonight. And remember, tomorrow is Easter. Easter is a celebration. Celebration of what Christ has done for all of us. For me, for you. To free mankind from the slavery and bondage of sin. To spend eternity in the presence and glory of God Almighty. Have a good night. God bless. And say hello to Miranda. Melinda. I had a brain fart. I'm sorry!
Thank you for checking the vote. I hope you're doing well today. Uh-oh. Oh no. She's screaming. Oh no, she sees me.